Tom Brady done? Is he finished?
And Green Bay is not Green Bay right now.
You always wrong.
Ooh. Let's go back to Philly. A big trade just happened. Jimmy Butler.
And he's facing his former team, so you know it's going to be some animosity.
And in the number one spot
For now. Oh.
seeing that field in Mexico City, it shows how stupid the NFL is. Now the East, how do you look? The favorite team. With this trade happening, does this mean the Sixers are the front runner, are the favorite?
So you can stand up there and defend the floor. They just went 1-for-11, and then all of a sudden got sick.
One day it's on my nerves, but you know, I'm here. We're talking about sports, man. So I ain't even thinking about work right now. I'm thinking about sports.
That's why your laptop
Laptop is dead. What's going on, y'all? It's your Wednesday night sports delight. It's the Platform Sports Talk Show. I am your boy, Smooth.
Mr. Baker, what's up, world?
Yes, when it's about sports,
it becomes our business.
And business just picked up. That was for you, Stan. As you can see, he is not here on the show tonight. He had to deal with a family emergency. So for all those watching, please say a prayer up for him and look forward to hopefully seeing him next week. But we here. I know we wasn't here last week because yours truly was enjoying the cruise. Going heading to the Bahamas, enjoying that non-St. Louis weather.
Light flex.
Me, my lady, you know what I'm saying, baby girl, you know, had a great time. You know, she was the belle of the ball, man. Like
I'm already knowing that smile gonna get him every time.
Everyone was, you know, she looks so cute rocking her Minnie Mouse headphones and had her pink tablet going. Mm-hmm. Like every time I walked somewhere and she just had someone looking at her like, you know, oh, look at you.
Yep.
But and then I know you went
Florida,
out of town as well.
Yes, sir, yep.
What part of Florida did you go to?
Panama City.
Okay, how was that?
It was cool, man.
Yeah, I've been to Orlando, Miami. Have not been to Panama, but no, I definitely want to expand and do some things. Shout out to Stacy Klaus.
Stace.
She says, "Hey y'all."
What up, Stace? What's going on?
I'm trying to picture how her voice, you know, is.
It's kind of something like that. It's kind of something like that.
Hey y'all.
Right, real smooth. Like right.
No pun intended.
Right. Female smooth. Yo.
Hey, but Stacy, thanks for showing love. Share this video with your followers so they can check us out right now on YouTube. And make sure, it's very important, y'all. Make sure that y'all subscribe on YouTube and click that
bell.
Because anytime we go live,
you're going to definitely be notified.
Right. You're going to have like some pop-up via email or maybe a little pop-up notification from YouTube like, hey, the Platform Sports Talk Show is live. And that's when y'all decide
to click on see what they talking about.
Throw everything away. Throw the kids, throw whatever it is away, and start watching the show and enjoying us. Shouts out to Bunny. She was on the show a few weeks ago with her sister, Suzanne.
What up, Bunny? Yep.
She says, what's up, Smooth? What's going on with you? Hope that you enjoy this show. Share it with the peoples right now. Let's discuss some sports. But going back, we both, like I said, took a little vacation. So we wasn't here last week. You know, normally we here every week. Be consistent. And I get a lot of people come to me like, hey, man, y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all different. Y'all have, you know, it's not like just we just say whatever, do whatever, wild out. No, we have a nice little flow.
Right. We got a life too.
Exactly. Last month was incredible. As I said before, Bunny, shouts out to you. We had the ladies taking over.
Yeah.
Every week we had a lady come through to the getaway.
Hold it down.
And I mean, and came with it.
Yeah.
So shouts out to the ladies who know their sports. That's like, it's like the ultimate turn on for a man is when you know you got a lady right there who knows some sports.
Right there engaged with it. It's almost the equivalent of a man going in and cooking.
Right. Going in
like, man, know what he doing.
Hey, babe, I got you.
I got this.
Just go ahead.
She ain't gotta be like, you sure? Like, she know you got it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like.
Right. Just go ahead and, hey,
right.
How was your day? Let me go ahead and massage your feet. Let me go ahead and get some candles going for you. Get in the tub. Relax.
Hey, man, it's like a Babyface song.
You know, chill. Right. Chill out.
Yep.
I'm a cook.
Yep.
I got you.
I got you. It's your day.
I got your back. You know,
I got the little bath bombs in there ready for you. You know what I'm saying?
And then you gotta be like Tyrese was on Mayboy. You know, you my rib.
right, my rib. That's the one right there. Once you say that, hey, and it ain't no coming back from that, man. You don't call nobody your rib and then y'all break up 2 weeks later. That don't work like that. So make sure you know what you doing if you gonna call him your rib. You better say the McRib, you know, I come and go. It come back every now and then. You better clarify that.
Right. Either you a prime rib or you a
McRib.
But yeah, man. So we had a great time. Stan, he's doing this thing, of course, representing his brand. Once again, say a prayer for him. He dealing with some family issues right now, family emergency. So prayers up to him. But once again, we here talking about some sports. A whole lot to discuss. Man. But that's why you have to love sports, because it's never an ending situation. It's always something.
It's the best soap opera on TV. Man. It's the best reality show on TV.
Yes, it is.
You can't script this stuff. Like people always swear up and down every year, oh man, the NFL rigged, the NBA rigged. Can't nobody just make that play off the top. I don't care how you script it.
So with that being said, now I don't believe in the NBA being rigged, stuff like that, or certain sports. But when Tim Donaghy,
oh yeah,
you know, the referee that was refereeing during the Lakers and the Sacramento Kings series, in which that was such a great series, like a 7-game series. It was intense. Like going to, you know, I didn't go personally, but seeing the Lakers playing in Sacramento, you talking about a home field advantage, a home court advantage.
That's the loudest arena
Sacramento.
ever.
They had the cowbells going, and then how the stadium was. I mean, the arena, the fans were basically on top of you. Yeah. I love spots like that. Like, and I'm not sure if Golden State's fans would like that, but you know, Golden State's the Oracle, you know, it's an intimate setting too. Right. That's having a real home field advantage. It was when you have your fans right on top of you. Yep. You know, shouting, doing this, trying to get, you know, the opponent's ear or whatever it is. But now they having these arenas in which it's more spacious. Yep. You know, it's
like a club, man.
You're sitting 20 feet from the next person. You know, so the energy is not going to be the same.
Right. Well, you look at the Lakers; they take the crowd out the game. Right. You don't even see them. Right. You hear them, but you don't see them. And they black them out.
I always like that. You know, that's why it's called the Showtime. You know,
right.
You want
they
them
on
to
stage.
do the show.
Yeah.
But and then the Clippers, of course, they do the opposite. And then Brooklyn, when they first opened up their arena at the time, that's how they wanted to do. Brooklyn was have it dark. Yeah. So it'd be like a show. Right. You know, like a concert.
Yeah, they on Broadway, so you're right. Yeah.
You know, or like a Kevin Hart.
Right. The only two people they can get away with that is New York and LA. Yeah. Because ain't no stars really showing up for them other games like that anyway. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So just going back, I know I kind of lost subject a little bit, but going back to Tim Donaghy, something like that. Yeah. You know, he was the NBA, or there was a report saying back during that time in the early 2000s that he may have, you know, he affected.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, he worse than what's your boy Hugh Hollins.
Right.
Like did Scotty and them when Mike retired. Because if none of y'all familiar with that, the Bulls actually could have went to the finals without the great Michael Jordan. You look at that Game 7 in Madison Square Garden, that was crazy, man. So, but yeah, he definitely was getting his cheat on gambling, and you know he already testified for it and everything, man. So that's still pending, but a lot of that stuff has been confirmed. So that's crazy, man.
Yeah, Tim Donaghy. That's his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, so people were saying that the Kings could have really won that
They
series, a
definitely
whole
could have.
9.
I'm glad they didn't, but they definitely could have.
But just just talking about it and thinking about it right now, it's like, man, you miss those days of the NBA being how it was.
Yeah.
It was so intense. Players couldn't sting each other. Now maybe after the season is over, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's
or even
cool.
after the game, but not during.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, once the ball goes up, you are an opponent. Like Russell Westbrook be saying.
Yeah.
When the ball goes up, I ain't got no friends.
Exactly.
And if you ain't rocking the same jersey I'm rocking, maybe sometimes you rocking the same jersey.
It's a couple cats that's like that, man. It's a handful of cats that's. I know Ben Simmons for sure, one of them. It's a few of them that's like that. Joel Embiid, he tried to be the troll master, but he a little too sensitive, man. It affect his game to me.
And that's the whole thing, is that you can't be a troll master, but then also be sensitive at the same damn time.
Exactly.
Like, you can't give it out, but then you can't take it.
Exactly. So you just your own enemy at the same time.
That's why you have to respect guys like Rodman and the
exactly. It was them all the time. If you're gonna be the menace, you 100% menace. You're gonna always be the bad guy.
Like, think about the old Knicks and Heat game.
Oh my God. Woo. That boy threw Charlie Ward over the first row.
Woo. Man.
Picked him up and threw him like a little baby.
Just
even the coaches got down. Jeff Van Gundy came up and grabbing his leg. They weren't playing, man.
Hanging on someone's leg, trying to prevent. That kind of old school intensity. Of course, now people are gonna say, which I agree at certain points, that the NBA overall is soft because the league doesn't want to get.
Well, the rules got a lot to do with that too, though.
As I say, the league, ever since they had that Mouse in the Palace,
man.
they've been strict.
They can get real.
Yeah.
They like, they beating up fans. Well, control your fan.
Yeah.
Facts.
How do you feel? And I think I brought this up a while back. I can't recall, but in college basketball, you on the sidelines, especially like in during the tournament, the big dance.
Right.
They don't have fans actually on the floor.
Right.
Like how is it in the NBA games?
Right, yeah.
They have like a some kind of like sanctioned area, whatever,
media and all
for
that
the
stuff.
press or whatever. Pretty much, you have the hoop, you have like this wall sanction, then you have the press, then you have the fans.
Right.
Should the NBA adapt?
They should have been did that. They should have been did that. Or even enhance the presence and just have like security down there, like had a presence shown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think for me, the thing that annoyed me the most, especially because I actually played at colleges where this went down too, is you cannot have that first row too close to the sideline.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when you drinking and eating down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like what LeBron did the other day. He knocked that waitress over and he helped her up, hugged and everything on national TV. Pretty much made her a star for the day. You know what I'm saying? That showed his humane side, was what we talked on the last show when we showed them going in the restaurant and everybody walked past, just kind of disregarded the people that was out there or threw a deuce at them. And LeBron yelled Taco Tuesday and engaged with him and stuff like that. Like, you got to understand, these fans, they paying your salary. But at the same time, as fans, you got to be responsible enough to be like, okay, these still humans, these people, like anything can happen. So if I got my feet kicked out or, I'm drinking wine or whatever like that on the sideline, I know at any moment while they in between them lines, somebody can come flying over or anything like that. So I just think that part definitely need to be moved back a little bit or be more secure.
And as you were talking about that, I'm looking at some stories because I've been hearing a few stories recently in the NBA about these fans getting out of hand.
They crazy, man.
And like, even for instance, when we talked about the whole LeBron James thing when he was dancing on the sidelines, Utah Jazz.
Yep.
People forget that Utah is the same city that dogged out Harden and then dogged the mess out of Westbrook.
Yep.
So I feel like that was karma. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my thing, like I said, I wasn't offended by it, but I know as a player what I would have did. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not hating on LeBron dancing and getting hyped, nothing like, because all the players do that when it's a nice player or whatever like that. But my thing is, as an opposing player, man, you're not finna dance on my court, especially in a blowout, in some socks. I don't care who you gave your shoes to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not finna hi and moonwalk on back. Okay, you might get that first one off. You might get that first one off, but I ain't gonna keep, especially while we on that end. And I got the ball in my hand. That's a no-look turnover straight to the head.
Oh, I go boom.
Man, it ain't even got to hit you. Just the fact that you know.
Be aware.
Yeah, because it's going to, I don't care what nobody say. You can say it's hating or whatever like that, but I guarantee you they're going to watch it every time after that.
And that's, to me, that's the beauty of competition is,
Exactly.
you know, hey, your team lost and allow the Lakers to come into your home and do that, and they show you up. My thing is, yeah, take it personal.
Yeah, you better.
You know what I'm saying? Take it personal. Be like, you know what, the next time we go to their place or the next time they come here, send them a message. Now, we ain't saying kill the guy or, you know, have him get injured, but let them know.
What my boy do from Cleveland the other day when they played Philly. Philly was up 44.
Yeah.
And he dunked on old boy and flexed. And everybody was like, that's corny. I'm like, nah, at least, hey, man, I ain't no buster, though. He's like, hey, you still can get dunked on.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted. We can be down 1,000. So, hey, as much as we talk about the NBA South, like I said, it's some cats that got it, but I feel like a lot of people feel like they got the handcuffs on them because of all these rules and fines and, you know, I mean, it's a flagrant foul for sticking your foot out for somebody shooting a jump shot.
Man,
now. Like, it's ridiculous.
Sports is known to show expression.
Exactly. You got to let them be competitive.
Because it's not easy. Now, it may look easy to LeBron or, you know, whoever else.
Right.
But you think about the journey to get from where they were as a kid to where they are now. Football games, you know, how they prepare.
Yeah.
You know, that's not easy.
Right.
You know, being a baseball guy, they say one of the hardest things to do in baseball is to hit bat to ball.
Right.
You know,
and I think with social media, it enhances even more because not only are you trash talking on the floor, you fans and the players engaging off the floor. So you don't know what was said to motivate that person to have that type of game. You know what I'm saying? You might have somebody like, yeah, man, next time you come to Utah, it's like that for you. So, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm going to dance on y'all court and do all that stuff because I'm like, man, y'all was talking all that mess earlier. Now y'all going to have to eat this. Right. So you definitely got to let people show emotion. But you also got to be careful with it, too. So
basically you're saying it's a fine line between showing emotion but then also respecting the and I hate this, but the cardinal rule. Or that,
I think it depends on
the unspoken, you know what I'm saying, rule or, you know, whatever they want to call it.
Right.
My thing is competition. It should bring out the best. If you can't handle it, you in the wrong profession.
Exactly.
You
I
know
think it
what I'm
got a
saying?
lot to do with the city they was in, too, because Utah is considered the, you know, one of the meccas of the NBA, not the mecca, which is Madison Square Garden, but, you know, it's an old school type of city, and they fan base is loyal, and, you know, we already know the reputation they got for harassing the players and stuff like that. So, you know, I think the announcer took it too far. He took it too personal, you know.
He did, because I saw the game live.
Yeah, I mean.
And when he said it, I'm like, this dude tripping.
Yeah, he tripping. I mean, because LeBron wasn't the only one.
Right.
So don't sit up and act like it's just him.
Right.
Like Dwight Howard do way more than everybody else. Dwight Howard high-fiving their fans and saying stuff to them and stuff like that. That should also piss you off.
Yeah.
So now I just feel like you just mad at LeBron because he just killed y'all.
Yeah.
So, okay, you got to be professional. That's your job as an announcer is to not single somebody out. So, yeah, that was unprofessional for sure right there.
Yeah, but, I mean, hey, I love it, man. Like
Me
I said,
too, yeah.
it's part of the journey. You know, express yourself. If you don't like it, beat not physically, but, you know, beat them on the court.
Right.
But going back real quick in regards to fan interaction and players, Marcus Smart with the Celtics, he said last week a fan at the Pepsi Center in Denver crossed a serious line last Friday night. He said that a fan made an inappropriate and potentially racist remark to him, basically saying, get on your knees.
Nah, bro.
You know, stuff like that, in which that, you know, made Marcus Smart say, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and play a sound bite so y'all can check it out.
Yeah, because I didn't even catch this one.
Let's see, here we go.
Marcus, what happened on the sideline with the fan? Oh, my foot got stuck in the chair, and the fan told me, that's right, stay on the ground, get on your knees. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? And I just told him, listen, just watch the game, you know what I'm saying? Because if we retaliate to you guys and we was on the street, you probably wouldn't say that. I guarantee you wouldn't say that because we're grown men just like you.
Exactly.
And I mean, you know, I told the security, they didn't do anything about it.
That's the worst thing.
Just got to move on. But that's a problem in the league that we got to fix because if we retaliate to protect ourselves, we're the ones getting in trouble. They're not, and that's not right, you know. We got kids. Some of us got our kids, you know, their wives, girlfriends, parents, watching this game, and for you to talk like that, it's just, you know, it's just nowhere in this league for you. You know, we're out there playing, and, you know, you guys are coming to watch us. You know, we respect you guys, and all we ask is to respect, because if we was in the streets, it'd be handled differently.
Right, and then also you think about they probably had some drinks in their system.
You know they did.
You know, trying to feel empowered.
Right.
You know, like the Incredible Hulk when they probably really.
But the thing is, and I'm not sure because I don't watch a lot of hockey, but you don't hear about this as much in hockey.
Right, well, because also you have the glass right there.
That lets you know.
Fans really can't hear unless you are sitting right behind the bench.
Right.
And then you can talk to the player, but during the game, they can't hear you.
I mean, I've seen it happen before because I've seen players, you know, they walking back to the locker room and they attack the fans or whatever because something that was said, anything like that. But the thing is, like he said it perfectly, man. You know, it's a family thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only are you attacking me, which is something that you wouldn't do that if I was at Walmart.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't be just like the people that's tough in their car. And you catch them at the light. You know what I'm saying? Now they back humble again once they get caught. You know what I'm saying? But people say the craziest stuff to you if you cut them off. I mean, that's when you find out how racist somebody is, how hateful somebody is, you know, how disrespectful somebody is. Cut somebody off in traffic. You're going to hear the worst of the worst.
It'd be funny if you, because you don't hear it a whole lot, but you don't ever see like a boxer getting threatened by a fan.
Yeah, you ain't.
Or a UFC fighter.
Yeah, you ain't.
You don't ever say.
Because you could die. It ain't fun games no more. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have the same restrictions on them as these other athletes do because, like I said, if a boxer does that, then they take his WBO license or whatever like that for a year or something like that. But you only going to have 2 fights a year.
Right.
And then when you come back, you probably going to double that because your popularity went up because of that incident. Whereas with the NBA, you know, I think Ron Artest missed 90-something games because of that.
And a second story real quick, Kyle Lowry. And by the way, if you have any comments, this is your opportunity. Feel free to comment throughout the whole show. We want to interact with y'all throughout the whole show. We have topics. If you should be able to see it on our page on YouTube. And anything that comes up or anything outside of that sports related, bring them comments. Do not be shy. Let's interact with y'all. It's not just about us. We want to go ahead and have y'all, you know, join us in the conversations by commenting on your YouTube page. Well, excuse me, on our YouTube page, but on your screen, on your phone, devices, computer, whatever it is. Comment. Let's get it in.
Randall Lay said that happens in wrestling.
Yeah, sure does.
Okay.
And speaking of which, I think this past week, Sami Zayn, they had some kind of like house show, and I think a fan said something racial to him, and he was like, "Dude, why you doing all this? This is uncalled for." He had to get security and whatever.
And you know that's definitely more kid related than any sport.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. And that's why I said people lose their mind when they get so caught up in this and that and third. It's like, man, you got little kids here, man. Like, stop being so caught up in what you see going on in front of you and caught up in yourself where you feel some type of way because these guys making money or they famous or whatever like that. And respect yourself as a human being and respect other people as human beings and stop getting so crazy with everything. I don't understand that, man.
So here's the second story. This happened last week in Philadelphia, which is crazy because Kyle Lowry is from Philadelphia, and this is what happened with him. He said that a heckler got at him, and I'll let him go ahead and give us some comments here.
What's the fan at the end of the game?
I don't know. You're talking too much. He talks too much. I don't know him, but he ain't worth my time.
Are you surprised if you get not treated well in your
I don't care.
hometown?
It's Philadelphia. I respect it. I love it. Because when I come home, I'm the one that, I'm going to come and be here. So, if they got a problem, they can find me.
Yeah, so, it's just crazy how, these athletes, they just, like you said, they're human.
Right.
And
We
fans
all
forget
are.
that.
Yeah.
You may have a hatred, for, who they are in regards to a team they on, whatever, but at the same token, they got family just like you.
Yep.
They human beings. They put what someone say, people always say all the time, they put the clothes on the same way you do. Put the pants
why
on
I
the
tell
same
people
way
that
you
all
do.
the time, man. Even with authorities, you know what I'm saying? You feel some way about the court system. You feel some way about police officers. You feel some way about politicians, all that. okay, that's the way you handled it. But you don't attack somebody, even Scarface didn't attack somebody with their family around. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to be a straight idiot to attack somebody around their family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or other people's families around. You know what I mean? So, there's no respect for that at all, man. There's no reason. And like you said, the security system got to be a thing where they like, all right, look, as soon as you cross that line, you done.
And you can't come back to the stadium, like you banned.
You banned, yeah. Utah did that to their fans last year.
Exactly.
And you ain't heard nothing since then.
And remember last year in the NBA Finals how the owner of one of the owners of the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah, he got into it with a fan.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it wasn't shown on camera. They kind of panned away from it right before it happened.
Yeah.
But they said the fan was inebriated and, you know, he got into it with Masai Ujiri and actually he had to put his hands on him to get to the floor because they thought he was just a casual African fan and said some racial slurs to him, I think they said it was, and some allegedly some stuff broke out, and he basically physically had to force himself onto the floor, and then he had to get security on the fan. And it's the owner of the team.
Right.
So that's crazy.
It is. Once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. We here on every Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Once again, Stan is not here tonight. Let's say a prayer for him and his family, dealing with the family emergency. Hope everything goes well for him. Yeah. Now we officially get into the round table.
We just not getting to the round table? Golly. Hey,
that's the joy of just
having we freestyle
about certain things.
You
know, you got to. But yeah, go ahead. Yes.
No, I was gonna say I got a couple text messages here. I apologize for y'all. Yeah, I am stuffy. I've been sick for the past 4 days, I think it was. So, you know, I apologize if I sound a little nasally, like y'all keep saying. I'm definitely fighting something right now, even with the Scully on. So we gonna muscle our way through this.
Hey,
so I apologize in advance.
We some troopers, man. We make it happen.
We play hurt, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This cat's sitting at home right now with a cold. They ain't even making a $1 million check.
Right.
And here we are up here for free for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So,
but hopefully it won't be for free. Free for too long.
Well, right now it's free because Smooth ain't cut me a check yet. You know what I'm saying? So until I get my check, I'm just doing this for my man. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm waiting on the ink to come back to my
pen.
There
you go, man. Have faith, man. Have faith, brother.
It is.
It's gonna get you gonna get there, man. This is all support right here, though, man. We family.
And once again, if you didn't watch us on Facebook, man, we're in the process of doing some serious rebranding. If you didn't watch the show 2 weeks ago, B. Baker, officially a member. He took over for Sadal.
Yep.
As Sadal is focused on his investor business. So
shout out
once again, thank you, man. Pioneer, me and you, man. And this show has expanded, getting so many cool followers on all our pages. You see it right above my head. All the social media pages and everything. So show love to us and follow us everywhere and let everybody know about this show. If you have someone, even yourself, if you want to be part of this show, get at me, get at us. You see the information on the screen, let us know so we can go ahead and make that happen.
Yes, sir.
She says, Stacey Cloud said, write that check, Smooth.
Write the check, man. CTC, cut the check, write the check.
Wait a minute now, Stacey. I'll do that when you spell my name right. You and Bunny.
Oh.
Boom.
Oh.
Boom.
Reading is fundamental.
Boom.
Hey, well, we got to get that check. We got to get that check. Ain't nothing free, baby.
And then all of a sudden, now I know.
Now I got it. Right.
But like I said, we're in the process of doing some rebranding, man. We're going to be having a new promo video coming out. A lot of cool little highlight videos and everything, promotional material. You're going to see us out there in local games. Take a trip out to some other professional events, whatever. Rocking the platform sports talk show gear.
Hoodie game finna be fire.
We want to get y'all hooked on it as well. Get some magnets. We know whatever we gotta do to expand and get y'all to.
We're gonna ride around like contractors have on our car.
Yeah, so we got some stuff going down very soon as we get into 2020. It's crazy though, man.
Man,
it's about to be 2000.
Bro, I'm gonna be 40 in 2 weeks.
It's crazy.
I'm actually excited about it. I'm embracing it though, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Yeah, see, Bunny still saying Smooth. SMOOVE. That ain't how you spell Smooth.
Hey, Hey, put some respect on that man's name though.
Respect.
Please do.
So you know what?
If he spelled it BUNNIE, you definitely gonna say something.
You know what? I'm gonna do something real quick. see if they can catch on to it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go back to the other thing. There we go. So now I gave y'all a little hint, some help, so y'all can go ahead and spell it right.
Mr. Petty, man.
Trying to help the fans
little
out.
Assist. Okay.
A little bit of assistance. But yeah, so like I said, man, we rebranding. It's gonna be dope. 2020, here we come. Couple weeks to Christmas, man.
Yeah, man.
And New Year's. But thank y'all once again for showing love to us, man. We have fun. We do this.
Shout out to being alive for 20 years. We supposed to die 20 years ago on New Year's.
Every time I was home, once the ball dropped.
Y'all went out and bought water.
Look, she still got, she got smoothie.
She gonna capitalize. She hollered at you. Hey, I'm out of this. I'm just gonna bag. Let y'all have this one, man.
All right, so when B spells STACIE, she's gonna be like, Negro, please.
Right. Man.
But no, it's all love, y'all. Round table real quick. So wrestling wise, got some Hall of Famers coming up.
Okay.
Shouts out to Batista.
I ain't heard that name in so long.
He's being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
He's been around for a minute, man.
Yeah, man.
Doing this thing. He has probably the best pyro entrance in the game.
Man, I still be wondering what they put in their mouth to do that, man. Yeah. I would never try it, but, I'll be seeing people spitting fire. I'm like, nah. Ain't no way.
He has one of the coolest intros, with the pyro, fireworks, all that.
Yeah.
I love it. And then shouts out to the NWO.
Uh-oh. They in there?
They are going to be inducted. Now, they just had Hulk Hogan,
right?
Razor Ramon,
right?
Diesel, and X-Pac.
Okay.
But, NWO was so deep.
Man, they was super deep, man. That was crazy. I remember when I first seen it, man. They was crazy. When I first seen the black Hulk Hogan, man, that was crazy. Like, we had the black beard we still had the handlebar mustache. It was blonde. Yeah. But when he had the black beard and he was just a different cat, man. That was crazy. Like, you never seen him as a bad guy.
And funny story, I was in high school and I didn't really know too much about NWO, but I always heard about them.
Right.
But I didn't really catch WCW.
Right.
I always watched WWF back in the day.
And see, I was a WCW dude.
Okay. So I always
heard
about
put
it.
Me on that.
Got you. So I heard about it and I knew that they wore black, but I didn't really know. So it was me and some other classmates, probably some upperclassmen at the time, and we just going through the hall. They doing this.
Yeah.
I ain't know what's going on, but it looks so cool.
You doing it too.
So I'm in the hallway, and I'm just like, NWO.
Right. Don't know what you did.
Don't know
hey,
what
my homeboy did that with Shaq when he was doing the Q dog, and he was doing it. I was like, man, you not a Q. That's that mean? So I know exactly what you mean.
We in the hallways. They tell me, I'm like,
you don't know what you throwing up.
NWO. It was just so cool.
Right. You could have been a devil worshiper and don't even know it. Like, this was horse? Oh, no, I love it, man.
Right. Now, I didn't get in no trouble. I ain't do anything crazy, but I thought it was just, so cool to do. So shouts out to them. And pretty much every week from now until WrestleMania, there'll be some announcement. Well, maybe not every week, but the weeks ahead.
God, man. The machismo, flicking a toothpick at you.
Yeah, Scott Hall.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shouts out to them, and once again to Batista. Got some local news. Well, no, before local. Surprise!
Loco.
No. I said before we're going local.
Okay.
Local, LOCAL.
Oh, okay.
Surprisingly, the New England Patriots are being charged with.
Ain't no surprise about that. I know y'all ain't surprised. Hey, that's him. Ain't none of that, boy. It's the same old deal. They finally got caught with their pants down again.
So
how many gates they got now? 4, 5.
Oh my gosh.
Spygate 2, the sequel.
So
and then all teams.
The Bengals.
The Bengals. Why you gotta cheat against them? Y'all just can't help yourself now.
A team that won just one game. I think.
Y'all Patriots fans, really. This gonna be y'all downfall to the legacy. Is y'all had the Spygate, the Bengals, and then the cover up is they was doing a documentary
Right.
for the team.
A documentary.
Stop playing, man.
Yeah, so once again, the NFL is investigating footage confiscated from a Patriot staffer who was seen filming the field area from the press box during Sunday's Browns and Bengals game. The Patriots, who are preparing to play the Bengals this week, claim they were not recording Cincinnati coaches' signals as suspected. Rather, the Pats say they were shooting background footage for a video feature about the day-to-day work of their advanced scouting department.
We gonna see.
Bull.
They had to release the footage, correct?
It's funny you asked that. So the Bengals, they were smart, unlike back when they initially got caught or suspected of doing it back then.
Hell, we wasn't that smart.
The Bengals kept a copy and gave it to the NFL and kept their own.
The original copy. They did some drug dealer type stuff.
Exactly, because the NFL back then, they put a fire to that old copy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this time the Bengals, not this time.
Give me the original. You know what I'm saying? If y'all leak this, we own y'all.
Yeah, so pretty much, man, New England, what's going on, man?
We know what's going on. Hey, man, look, man, you can only cheat for you gonna get caught. You gonna get caught. And y'all got caught. And y'all still making excuses. And then look who y'all got caught against. It ain't the playoffs. It ain't the Super Bowl like y'all did last time. It ain't even it ain't even an adversary that y'all even need to be worried about.
Right.
It's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right.
Name 5 players that play for the Bengals. Not me. I'm talking about y'all. Whoever y'all Pats fans is. Why y'all had to be so worried about that. Andy Dalton and them. The
AJ Green.
Right. We waiting. Patriots fans, we waiting. Don't go on the page and start talking about it on this week.
Go on Google.
We can hit y'all right. See, Twitter fingers kill me, man. That's why I don't like comments all the time because people
not here.
Right, no, just in general. This ain't y'all. But people accuse you of being emotional. People accuse you of being upset. People accuse you of being uninformed, blah, blah, blah. See, now, y'all can say something, and we can say it right back. We ain't got to be like, oh, hold on, let me think of something. Nah, y'all can say it right now and figure out what we really feel about it. So that's the beauty of this show, how we can converse with y'all because we can have an open conversation about it and clarify all that background stuff that may or may not be happening when you feel like, oh, man, this dude taking my comment the wrong way or nothing like that. Like, we never take anything personal. I'm speaking for me, but I can also speak for this man.
Yeah.
And Stan as well.
I don't know. Stan kind of different, though.
Stan emotional, but he's not that kind of emotional. Like, you're not going to ruin his day for what you said on Facebook.
He ain't going to just, you know what, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, he gonna get with you.
Oh, yeah.
Trust and believe that. But I'm talking about to the fact where y'all like, see, now he upset. Nah, bro, it's passion. It's totally different.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's your normal barbershop talk.
Exactly.
Bunny says, right, ain't nothing surprising about the cheating Patriots.
Nothing.
Then she says, let's not forget what they did to the Rams, exactly, in their second Super Bowl, which they lost. I wonder why.
But see, the crazy part about that, I'm glad you mentioned that, because like I said, at least that was a Super Bowl. It don't make it no better. But the fact that they get caught this time, after you already got caught in the Super Bowl,
right?
You get caught in a regular season against the Bengals who ain't finna do nothing to y'all. Or y'all just playing that bad that y'all just like, we worried about everybody at this point. Like, it's all downhill from here.
And once again, folks, the Bengals are a whopping 1-12.
Singular. 1.
Crazy.
It's the loneliest number.
Like, what are you looking at to what kind of indication or whatever do you need?
It's a disease. It's a sickness.
Or preparation do you need for
it's a sickness,
the Bengals?
Man. That's why y'all owner be getting caught with prostitutes, man. Y'all just can't help yourself. Y'all just be out here being reckless and stupid.
Man, it's crazy. So that's the Patriots right there. No surprise, I guess.
None.
Right. But yeah, so locally, Mizzou finally made a big move.
Man.
They had to do it.
Yep.
I was saying this on the show a while back. Barry Odom was not the guy.
Nah.
Barry Odom is not that coach. He was fired last week after, I believe, a day after they defeated Arkansas into the season like 6-6.
Right.
This was the season in which he had high hopes. You had the transfer of Kelly Bryant.
Right.
You had some returning guys. You had some other transfers coming in, wide receivers. Boom, 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 boom. The season started, right? Everyone's hyped up. They head to Wyoming. We thinking we might be 7-0 going into Georgia.
Did y'all?
Week 8.
Did y'all for real?
That was the mindset.
Okay.
A lot of people, even outside of Mizzou, was saying this team could be scary. That they
I don't think nobody outside Mizzou said 7-0.
Yeah, I'm telling you, a lot of people were saying this team could possibly be 7-0 because they had a pretty much cakewalk schedule leading into week 8 with Georgia. First week, they play Wyoming at Wyoming. And guess what? They had a great start the first half and then lost the game.
Yep.
That pretty much said a whole lot about Barry Odom.
Yep.
And that's why
he ain't show up on winning time.
That's why he had to go. There's a record I want to pull up here for Odom. But pretty much he had a terrible record. Okay, yeah. So he had a 25-25 overall record.
Mm-hmm.
He was 13-19 in the SEC.
Okay.
Let me see. His winning percentage of 500 only trails 3 coaches, but his biggest issue outside of course, having a losing record or mediocre or even, should I say, is he never had that big moment victory.
Exactly.
That season-changing victory.
That's where you get paid at.
Exactly. You know, when you go on the road and face a good team, and you there, like you almost got the victory,
right?
But then
take Georgia to overtime, or something,
but then something happens and y'all slip up,
right?
You know, when Drew Lock was the quarterback, he was known as a great QB, but he couldn't win that big game.
That big game, yeah.
Or you favored by 25 points on the road or at home, and then you play that game as if
you play down to the competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You always hear we wasn't prepared.
Right.
You know, we
and that's your main job as a coach is to prepare your players for the game.
Yeah.
And have the chess moves where, you know, like I said, the game ain't going the way you want it to go. You gotta switch that piece or you make that key play, and that's big, man.
So here's what I wanted to look at.
Okay.
Odom, once again, 4 years that he played with, that he was a coach. The Tigers were 3-24 in games against football bowl series teams that finished with or currently having winning records. So if you had a winning record, more than likely Mizzou wasn't going to beat you.
And winning could be 7-5 or 7-6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Odom's teams were 1-11 against nationally ranked opponents.
1-11.
So
they got one lucky win.
So pretty much it was a mental thing. Once you realize, I'm playing number 15 rank or number 6
you a
rank.
nut up. Barry Odom, you a nut up.
Exactly. And he really got the job because at the time, after Gary Pinko had the lead because of his health and everything, all the players was like, we want Odom because they relate to him, you know, whatever.
Yep.
And he played for Mizzou.
Right.
He didn't have a coaching background, head coach background. He was just a defensive coordinator at the time. But they was like, we want Odom. We want Odom. And I never really was hooked on him from the get-go because it wasn't like he just had like this, you know, we're gonna be different.
Right.
And then he got the job, and it wasn't under the current AD in Jim Sturk. He got the job through Mike Alden, the former AD. And Jim Sturk, even after he just re-signed for like 4 more years this past offseason, Jim Sturk already had enough because he saw the writing on the wall, in which I was seeing it, and the whole vibe at Mizzou was this team was not appealing.
Yeah, they not. They never been for real to me.
And then,
they had a couple good years.
Exactly.
It was a while ago though, but yeah.
Because it was out of two it was a 3-year stretch
in
which Mizzou went to the SEC championship.
Right.
And like it was pandemonium. It was going crazy. It was looking good.
Yeah, especially before the SEC.
Right.
You know what I mean? But,
so, you know, going back to Odom, like I said, I'm sure he's a great guy, but he just wasn't the guy.
So long fake thugs can pretend. Straight up. You can talk all the madness you want to when it's kill season. Either you gonna do it or you ain't. And your 1-11 records say you ain't no killer.
Right. So with that being said, Mizzou made a move within a week's time, and now have brought in Alaya Drinkowitz. So have a drink on that.
Have a drink on that. Got to be the coldest name of all time. And drunk Columbia gonna definitely embrace this dude.
Man, of all places too.
Hey, them names
That's
gonna be
the
out the
last
same.
spot. That's the last spot to be having a name like that.
If
all the
you
time
ever went to a Mizzou game, it is surrounded by college boys.
Yep.
And they finna get it cracking with this dude name. So we gonna see Appalachian State.
Yeah. So and Appalachian State has always been, and Mizzou played them a couple years ago.
Yeah, I always hear about him. I never actually watched them play, so I don't even know his coaching style. You know, so I'm interested to see that. You know what I mean? But
so so Mizzou, Appalachian State has been a team in which they had the big upset like, at Michigan, like maybe 10 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Michigan, I think, was like one of like
known
top
for that,
five.
though, man. They almost lost the Army this year. They be doing it.
But he was with Appalachian State for just one season, and they went 12-1. They won the conference championship and everything. And he wasn't one of the guys that was like right on the radar at first.
Right.
It is actually this. He pretty much fell on their lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, for what I'm seeing from the press conference and just seeing how he is, he's an offensive mastermind.
Okay.
He used to, matter of fact, put us up. So he spent time as the OC at NC State, Boise State. You know, Boise State is known for
a
the
factory
offense.
boy, yeah.
And Arkansas
on the blue
State.
turf.
And he also coached, was on the coaching of.
He went to Arkansas State after Boise State?
Yeah. Well, no, prior.
Okay. I'm about to say, that's a letdown, man.
Yeah. So
no disrespect to Arkansas State.
Right. So he was under the coaching tree of Gus Malzahn from Auburn.
Right.
And you know he's an offensive guy
Yes,
as well.
sir. Wildcat, baby.
And he's young, 36 years old.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And I like the move because Mizzou did something different. You know, they didn't just do what they have been doing, not trying to go off on it, but getting these older guys.
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore looking dude.
Right. You know, they got someone that is energetic. He's young. Probably can bring a little swag
Yeah,
to
he
the
can
program.
relate to the players, yeah.
Just imagine how recruiting can be now, because that's been one of the biggest issues with Mizzou is being able to go, especially locally.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to St. Louis, going to this spot here in Missouri. This could be a perfect way now to bring some swag and some respect to the SEC.
Yep. Or at least just shake it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it was needed.
Yes.
And so I'm glad that Mizzou made that move. They took a bold stance, and it was crazy how everything went down because Jim Sturck had his eyes set on someone else at first, Coach Blake Anderson from Arkansas State. And the Missouri Board of Curators was like, "No, we're not really feeling that guy. He don't really pop up like a, he's recognizable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't bring that cachet.
Right.
They feel like he would have been the same way that Odom was.
Right.
They want to bring someone else different that was fresh, that was energetic, and that's what they did with Eli. Everybody calls him Eli Drinkowitz.
Okay.
That's what they did.
All right.
So,
hey, man, look.
Mizzou had to do it because they're getting a very bad rep. You're getting so many stories about, the racism there, and
That's been there, man. That's been there since my mom went there.
The protest thing, and then
they got the postseason stuff.
Exactly.
So you definitely gotta find something, man, to make people want to go there because y'all really don't have a horse in this race with recruiting with a lot of stuff. Everything is, y'all behind the 8 ball with a lot of stuff. So you definitely gonna have to have, somebody that's gonna speak up for the university and show y'all that this is the place to be at. So, hopefully it's gonna be the guy.
Yeah. So very cool, man. Very cool. Eli, welcome to the show. Welcome to Mizzou. And we about to go ahead and get into Joe Knows. Let me make sure that she's ready to go. If y'all have any questions in regards to hockey and baseball, because there's a lot of baseball that we have to discuss. Let's see here. Where is she at here? Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Sorry, y'all. This is live, so I got to go ahead and do my thing here. Okay. About to get her on very soon. She also, just like myself, we working 10-hour shifts at the gig right now this week. So
Get it cracking.
man, but hey, we see them paychecks though.
That's all that matters. The paychecks will humble you quick. You like, hey, I can do this again.
That is the motivation right there. So we're gonna wait on her for a minute. But yeah, so like I said, going to some baseball, a lot of moves.
Man.
It's going down, and she is
Man.
ready. I'm about to go ahead and give her a ring. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show with your boy Smooth.
And Mr. Baker.
There it is. And now we're about to go ahead and bring in Joe. There she is. Joe, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Man, doing well.
Hey, Joe.
I don't think she heard you.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Okay, what's up? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
All right, you good.
Yeah, so Joe, Stan is not on the show tonight. He has to deal with a family matter. So he has a family emergency. So we hope everything goes well with him. But B. Baker is with me, and I know we have a lot to discuss in regards to some baseball and some hockey. How things going your way?
Things are going good. I'm actually sitting at home watching winter meetings and drinking beer, so it's nice.
Man, I should have got some beer.
Should have got some beer, man. I definitely need some. I'm still under the weather, man. I need that. I need that yak right now for real. Knock this out.
Hey, I would say bring something to work, but that'd be too much.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, they fed us like crazy today at work.
Oh yeah.
In the morning, we had some hot cocoa, marshmallows, with the whipped cream that we can make. Then we had this big extravagant lunch.
Okay.
They had it decked out. I don't know what kind of message they were sending today.
But they sent it.
like can we stay working? Because if you get full, we ain't gonna want to work no more.
Exactly, man.
Right. I got tired after lunch.
Right. Then gave out some pastries and some fruits. We like, what?
Yeah, we got a food day tomorrow.
Man,
You couldn't bring none for one of your co-hosts, man.
Speaking of which, I feel some people from my job, man. They had like these containers, these pans.
Oh yeah, they was ready.
People leaving out with multitudes of food.
Dang.
But man, it's all good.
Right.
Once again, this is Joe Knows. We got Joe Bovacante. She is on the line right now discussing everything hockey and baseball. So if y'all have any comments, anyone, just go ahead and leave it on your phones, your devices, whatever you're on right now watching us. Thanks for the love. Let's see. Bunny says, you mean a lot of checkbooks being open for baseball players?
Man, look, I'm going to let Joe take this one because I know she got a lot to say about this. This is her segment. She going to tear it down. I already know, but man.
Yeah, so this first one, because she got the money back.
Man, we already know what we're talking about. Right.
So we'll go ahead, and she couldn't stand this. When she found out about this last night, I had to tweet her and mess with her a little bit. But Garrett Cole, former Astro and Pirate, signed a humongous deal within 48 hours of Steven Strasburg signing with the Nationals again. Garrett Cole out here getting bank. And he signed with the Yankees. I'll pull up the contract here.
We got the checks.
Yeah, 9 years. And wait a minute, here we go. What is it? 9 years, 324 mil. Talking about 36 mil a year. He has an opt-out.
And all he got to do is shave his face for her.
Right. He has an opt-out after 5 years. Joe, I know you love the Cardinals too, but you are a big Houston Astro fan. What are your thoughts on Garrett Cole?
I didn't think it was going to be possible for the Astros to re-sign him, but it sucks because Justin Verlander, he's going to be a free agent next year as well. And so I'm a little worried about the rotation. But I would have been so happy if he signed with any other 29 teams in the league. I just did not want him to sign with the New York Yankees. Especially with the Yankees and the Astros in the playoffs every year, going against each other, it feels like I don't like it.
Yeah, I got lucky this year.
Now the Yankees rotations will look nice.
Man, yeah, that squad is gonna look good. Now we had a discussion about him going to the Yankees. There's been some guys who have been great players on other teams, but then they go to that big city, New York or Boston, and they're just not the same.
John Carlo.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that Garrett Cole will be in the same boat of not maximizing his contract, or will he defy the odds?
I don't know. I'm like in between on this one because obviously, like Pittsburgh, when he was with Pittsburgh, that's whenever they were in their peak. Now they're nothing. But then when he went to the Astros just won the World Series, and they're looking like a dynasty type team. But again, those two teams aren't in New York. You know, like New York, the fans are brutal, this and that. So I think he'll be in between. He might have a down year next year, and I don't even know if it'd be really because of the city. I think it's just because you look at his numbers and his innings pitched, and how many pitches he threw every single time he went out. Like he went I can't remember how 10 straight games with 10 plus Ks. So I mean, the dude threw his arm out. Like I feel like so. I think he might have maybe a down year, especially in that ballpark. But I mean, I think the contract he'll be okay with that.
Yeah.
Would he have had a down year if he was still playing for the Astros? If he was playing for the Astros?
Honestly, he might have, because even Justin Verlander in 2017 and 2018, his numbers were great.
Mm-hmm.
But then Verlander, he gave up a lot more home runs this past year.
He sure did.
So obviously, there's the whole juice baseball talk.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, Justin Verlander, he still won the Cy Young, but he kind of had a down year, like home run wise.
Yeah, I agree, especially in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got that going on. Now this is crazy. This came in like within the last 4 hours or so. But and once again, this is Joe Knows right now. We got Joe Bovacanti on the line. The Cubs. Now we talked about this a while back, in which they're talking about getting rid of a lot of guys on their team. But one guy in particular, well, two actually, Chris Bryant. Word is they're trying to send up somewhere, maybe the Nationals or the Phillies. But someone else that just came up today is not happy with the situation, or the Cubs aren't happy, and that's Anthony Rizzo.
Oh yeah,
he's been a staple for that team. One of the reasons why they got to the respect where they got to now. But he wants to be a Cub for life. But the Cubs are declining, talking a new deal to extend him, and that's not going to make him happy or his agent.
Exactly.
And can you imagine the Cubs not having Chris Bryant and possibly Wilson Contreras and Rizzo gone too?
And they just
I don't see it happening.
I don't either.
That would be crazy. And then word is that Javi Baez wants to team up with Francisco Lindor eventually.
Okay.
And join teams, in which right now Lindor, the Indians are being quiet about it, but it's possible that he may go. He's one of the best premier shortstops in the game, and being from St. Louis, and Joe, we had the discussion at work too. I would love for the Cardinals to go ahead and make a way to see about him. Now the thing is, it's gonna be really hard to try to trade for him, because we may have the pieces, but we may not be aggressive enough to go ahead and let them go.
We ain't.
Yeah. I mentioned the Frankie Lindor thing to my husband a little bit ago. Like, I could totally see that happening, because somehow the Cubs always make out to give up low prospects, like low A prospects, and get like an ace or something. Like, I don't understand how they do it, but I could see something like that happening, and that's probably the best combo up the middle next to like Correa and Altuve. Lindor and Baez. Like, that'd be crazy. But I love all of them. I think Chris Bryant would be the one to maybe leave, but Anthony Rizzo, I don't see that happening at all. Like, that guy, he's been a Red Sox and he's been a Padre, but no one remembers that stuff. He's just so young. So I mean, I get he's like the Molina for us. Like, he's not going to go anywhere. They'll figure something out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Then word today is that the Rockies are entertaining trade offers for Nolan Arenado, probably the best defensive third baseman in the game, arguably. So, and I said this also with him, he'll be a perfect addition for the Cardinals, because he can fill up a huge hole in regards to the offense. He could be a perfect 3 or 4 hitter. That third base be locked down.
Man, that's
him on third, Goldschmidt at first.
Yeah.
Then you have Gold Glove, Wong at second, keep the young at short. The
Got
range
Molina
would be
back there.
crazy on the left field. You know, this the time, and I had it on our Twitter page at 314 Sports Talk. But I had this saying, back in the day, the Cardinals were known. That's why we were so hated. You know, we were known to make that one move that people didn't see coming.
Nope.
Like who would have?
Thief in the night.
Who saw us get Mark McGwire that
Oh
time?
my God! Right? Yeah.
You know, who saw us all of a sudden getting Matt Holliday
Yep.
when we got him?
Yep.
You know, or Jim Edmonds.
Yep.
You know, that changed the game.
Yep.
Getting Scott Rowland.
Even Alan Craig.
Right. You know,
what I'm saying?
even though he was in-house, so he came from Memphis.
Right.
But
you know, I'm saying when he came in, made a splash.
Right. Like where'd he get these guys from?
Right.
You know
what I'm saying? So,
but we were known to make shrewd moves.
Yeah.
You know, this would be the perfect opportunity for the Cardinals to get back into their shrewd business. And Joe, please let me know if I'm wrong, right, whatever. But this is the perfect opportunity right now with us being 4 games shy of going to the World Series last year.
Mm-hmm.
We need to make a big splash. There's been too many years where we've been close but no cigar. This opportunity right now is here for the taking. The Cubs, they're going. I'm not saying they're going through a whole change in everything, but they got David Ross as the manager now. Bryant could be gone, Contreras, whatever. The Brewers, they looking okay, but are they still gonna be as good? We'll see. The Reds, that team could be scary.
Yeah, that team looks really scary.
The Pirates, the Pirates.
Right, I see she took a stab at him. I was one of Eddie Grimm's watching.
Exactly.
It's like, even though the Pirates ain't that good no more, but
right. But this is the perfect opportunity for the Cardinals to, like what Sadal used to always say, what I said, but he would say it also, put the foot on someone's neck.
Right.
Put the foot on the NL Central's neck and say, we're going to dominate this division again.
Right.
This is the offseason to be aggressive. Don't go past the winter meetings and nothing's going on. We got to make not a trade, but trades to improve this offense.
I want to address a comment Randall Lay said. He said, besides national exposure, what did Mark McGwire do? Did you forget the best home run race of all time? Even though he was juiced up, and we found out that later on. But come on, man, Mark McGwire was the dude, man. And him and Sammy Sosa run for that home run title was probably one of the best things I've seen in baseball.
And to answer that question, to add on to it, he brought the fans back.
He did, yeah. I mean, we named Big Mac Land, and they put it on Highway 70, and and then now he in the clubhouse, helping out the big hitters and stuff like that recently. So I mean, he put a big stamp on us.
Right, but the biggest thing about that time, T-Bone, was the fact that the
Cardinals, that's what it is. What's up, T-Bone? My bad. I keep forgetting his real name.
Yeah. So it's just the principle of the Cardinals being able to make that move out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. You swung big with that one because that's a big name that we landed. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the Bass brothers. Everybody was knowing about that. Right. So that was big for us.
And true point, he didn't bring no championships, but right now it's just about making a certain splash. You know what I'm saying? Making that move, showing the fans that, hey, we're here to bring elite talent to the city.
Right. We tired of making safe moves.
Right. And like, for instance, the Yankees, they haven't won in 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I could be over exaggerating.
The Astros got our
but
way.
It has been a long time. The Yankees have not won in a long time.
Exactly.
But every year you're always seeing them pretty much.
And we doing it now. We casting out pitches for 324.
Right. So you can't just sit back and just get whatever, or let's just try to find this little guy here and we can try to make him be better. It ain't happen like that no more. This is the time you have to be aggressive and make moves. We ain't saying spend $500 million, but what we're saying is be better evaluators.
You might have to spend $500 million now.
Hey, you get to that time, you can't treat things the way you used to back in 2000.
Yeah, you might spend $500 on 2 players now. So hey, step it up.
Yeah, these times are different. Joe, did you want to further elaborate on what I was saying?
Well, yeah, I was just gonna agree right there. Times are different because besides Holiday, that was a Mozeliak move. But everyone else that you named was a Walt Jocketty move, and Mozeliak's not like that. I mean, obviously he did the Goldschmidt and he was doing a trade, and those were big. And even when we got John Lackey, that was big.
Mm-hmm.
But other than those 3, 4 that I can think of, and 10 years, I think Mozeliak's been our GM. I mean, I just feel like there's more he can do, but with the whole Arenado thing, like obviously that would be amazing, and our defense at the infield would be like I think we had some of the less errors, least amount of errors in the NL this year. Like it might be the MLB if we got someone like Arenado, but if we get a bat, it's going to be someone in the outfield, I believe, just because they're going to keep Matt Carpenter.
Mm. Yeah, I'm looking here, and they said the last time the Yankees won a title was back in November 2009.
Don't remind me.
So
thanks, appreciate it, Fred. They ain't have nothing to do with nothing.
So
that probably felt like 20 years ago for them, though.
It did, especially because y'all got in the way again. Astros.
Yeah. So with the Yankees doing what they're doing with Garrett Cole, is that good for baseball? Again, having them be hated again for making that move. Isn't this good for baseball?
We love it. I know the Yankees love it. I'm gonna let Joe take it over, but yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's good for baseball, especially just because now, I don't know what the Red Sox are going to do, but obviously, that's their biggest rival. Then that's going to make them want to make some moves. Like, the Red Sox win the World Series in 2018, and then the Yankees go out and they sign or trade for Paxton, get J.A. Happ. They make a couple moves, and now the Yankees are doing that again this year, and so let's see what the Red Sox are going to do. I don't think they're going to trade Mookie Betts or anything like that. So, it's fun because then the team's rivals, they start making moves as well. And then, like you said, within the last 48 hours, the two aces signed these giant contracts. And I think that's good for baseball. I mean, it sounds silly to be we're paying these human beings $36 million a year, but I think it's good for baseball, and hopefully teams are going to see that and they start doing that as well, not just the same 5-4 teams that do that every single year.
Right.
Hopefully you see teams like the Cardinals or even the Brewers. The Brewers never spent any money.
Right.
They just signed the Miles Michaelis 2.0, but it teams like that, or even the Pirates. Just a couple of years ago, the Pirates, they were right there. They never spent money.
And then,
so hopefully teams see what the Yankees are doing, or whoever else makes some big moves, and hopefully the Angels do. I saw Angels were looking at Corey Kluber. If they do something like that, maybe other teams will see that and they'll make baseball more exciting.
Yep. And then remember when the Brewers, when they had Prince Fielder, they went on and aggressively made a move to get CC Sabathia.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's the moves like that. So yeah, I think it's great for the game that the Yankees are being the Yankees again. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hate it, but I love it.
Right. Michael Walker, former Cardinal, signed with the Mets for 1 year. So good luck to him. There's been a slew of moves. I'm looking here on Twitter right now, just going through some moves. The Blue Jays signed Tanner Roark. Dodgers to sign Blake Treinen. So you're seeing nice little amount of moves. And then Andrew Jones, former Baltimore Oriole, last year played with the Diamondbacks. He signed with Japan. So he's going overseas to play in Japan.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah, he was such he was a perennial all-star, one of the best center fielders in the game, and now he's playing Japan. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He led. He won the leaders of Team USA during the World Baseball tournament and everything. Sterling Marte from the Pittsburgh Pirates? Is that his name?
Yeah. Marte, yeah.
Yeah, Marte, a great center fielder as well. He's getting looks from the Mets. They may make a deal try to get him. So a lot of stuff going on.
Mentioned him too.
Speaking of the Padres, that team is looking scary.
Yeah.
Because they acquired last week my boy Tommy Pham in the trade.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
I knew you had something to say about that one.
Yes. I was like, man, because that's my dude.
I know.
And he should have never left St. Louis, but, Mozeliak and them, they some softies.
Hey, he got to do what he got to do, man.
But you know, he came to Tampa Bay. He let the fans know they suck.
You
know, they don't support. But he still had the love because everyone knows that he comes in and he plays hard and he does his thing. And now he goes to the Padres, a good market for him. It should bring the fans out. You're going to have
the fans out, man. I went to San Diego last year. Them dudes, they get down.
And, you know, just the culture with Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr. I heard that they're trying to trade, what's the outfielder name? Will
Myers.
Yeah, they're trying to trade him. But they got Trent Grisham via trade. The Brewers just traded Luis, what's his name? The second baseman who they traded last week.
Urias.
Yeah, Luis Urias. But they're making moves to get that respect.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and they still got Profar and they still got
they need to get him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that team's gonna be scary.
They just need some pitching because their bullpen's already lights out, so they just get another starter to go with Paddock, then I think they'd be looking pretty good.
Yeah. Madison Bumgarner right now. Teams are trying to see about him. The Cardinals were in the mix, but with Garrett Cole signing that mega deal, it may be hard for the Cardinals because Madison Bumgarner going to be like, well, if he's getting $360 for 9 years, I may want to get $200 million for 5 years. And the Cardinals going to be like, okay, no, we can't do that, bro.
Right.
We can't do that, bro.
We ain't got no class deals to support that.
I don't even have no beers for
it. Oh, man.
So, I mean, but we would love to have him, have a lefty like him on the team because we need one.
We need one, yeah.
Or even Dallas Keuchel. I'd be okay with that. And I think it was Mark Saxon tweeted, I think it was, earlier today.
That was him.
That, like, we had early interest on him, but nothing's, like, it hasn't, like, gone away or grown bigger, you know. It's just like we have interest in him. That's it.
Yep, and then speaking of well, I don't know, it wasn't Mark Saxon, but last night they were just saying that David Price could be available.
Okay,
may get him with a trade along with Andrew Benintendi, and maybe have him go to the Cardinals. You know, the Cardinals basically had him wrapped up a couple years ago until at the last moment. Boston came with that huge offer and took him away. You know, so
that was the person.
Right. You know, that was during that same offseason where we were trying to get Jason Hayward and he left to go to the Cubs. So we have an opportunity to make some things happen. You have to go ahead. You cannot leave San Diego where they are right now for the winter meetings. You cannot leave San Diego without making some moves.
Yeah.
For real. And even if you make a move in San Diego, you still got the whole offseason. Continue to add on. Last year, we got Goldschmidt, and it was like, okay.
We good.
We good. We can go ahead and move. No.
Hey, we got Andrew Miller.
Well, Miller, but was he really Miller time last year?
I mean, I don't think he's ever going to be 2016 Andrew Miller again, but he had his bad moments, but I think he was pretty decent for a lefty coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he had his moments, but there was a lot of games in which he gave up leads, and you know, and it hurt.
Yeah,
and we paid him like you said, he may not be the same he was in Cleveland, but we paid him a nice amount of money
not to lose.
You know what I'm saying, to be better than what he showed last year. Hopefully, you know, having an off season. Speaking of which, going back to the Cardinals now, and once again, if you have any comments about if you have a team that's not the Cardinals, shame on you. But if you have a team that you want to discuss on the show, leave them comments. Let's discuss it. But it's all about y'all. It's about the platform Sports Talk Show. But in regards to the Cardinals, they already put out a plan to give out certain assignments to certain guys to improve for next season. We all know about Matt Carpenter having a bad year.
Yeah. So
they're stating that going over some data and the whole nine, they felt like he lost power.
Right.
Meaning that, and Matt Carpenter admitted that in past years, he would work out a whole lot, you know, get stronger. But he felt like over the last years or two, since he had to make that adjustment to third base, he took a little bit of time away from not doing as much working out and he started like doing other things to work on his shoulder, getting loose for third base.
Right.
And as you saw, he struggled this past season.
Right.
So they want him to work on getting a little bit bulkier.
Right.
And be able to have enough muscle and pounds to last him throughout the whole season, so he can be more productive.
Not too much hot yoga, man. You gotta get back in the weight room.
Right. So, but my thing about Matt Carpenter is you can't just focus on, the body. You gotta focus on that swing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't keep on thinking that you Bryce Harper and trying to hit balls.
Look at Altuve, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Take the ball the other way.
Right.
He got affected really mentally in regards to the shift.
Yeah.
He never adjusted to the shift.
That's exactly what it was.
So he has to start hitting the ball opposite field. Mm-hmm. Make the adjustment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to do that earlier in his career, like 2012, 13, 14. He always hit the ball opposite field. But I think a lot of that also has to do with, I feel like every spring training, he hurts his back.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Every spring training. A back is a very important, it's pretty much like your hips whenever you're swinging. Like, it's one of the most important things. And so, like, if that's not 100%, why is he playing? And I know for a fact he's not 100%. So that's his main thing. And I feel like he's getting older, too old, to the fact where a back is the crappy thing, fixing your back at an old age. It's hard to do. I know they got all the money and all the fancy doctors, but fixing a back at an older age, it's hard to do, especially whenever you're swinging 100, 200 times a day.
And hey, if I'm a professional, I got that money, I'm gonna holler at LeBron James, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, but a back, like you said, a back is, even if you 100% fixed, it also become a mental game, and that's what you touched on earlier.
I think a lot of it's mental.
Yeah, it gotta be, because you can see his whole game to change up, and when you injure your back, because the thing about a back injury is you never know when it's gonna reoccur. Mm-hmm. So you could swing and miss too hard and throw your back out. You know what I'm saying? You could dive too hard, throw your back out. Round the bases too hard, throw your back. So it's not necessarily 100% predicated on his swing. So I think that got a lot to do with it too.
Hey, they always say the best ability is
availability.
And that's the issue with Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah.
Every year. It seems like it always happens when someone else that's in front of him gets hurt.
Yeah.
And he get the opportunity to shine. And he starts shining, and then guess what? He's out he's on the DL because of a back strain or a thigh, whatever.
I need a backiotomy.
It's always something. That was the problem with Randall Grichuk.
Your boy.
Yeah.
He always.
Grichuk had a good year last year in Toronto.
Right, but doing the Cardinals, man, he get in a little groove. Yep. All of a sudden, then he got hurt working out. Matter of fact, the last couple of years. What was the issue with Matt Holliday? Same issue.
Was the back?
Working out too hard.
Oh, he always been there.
And then all of a sudden, you get a little strain here or your hamstring.
Yeah, he had bicep problems.
So it's like, come on, y'all. You get at LeBron James and see, or Tom Brady, and see who y'all dealing with. Let me get on that program.
Well, I mean, I would say get with somebody that's in your sport. You know what I mean?
Get that Cal Ripken.
There you go, right. Man, please, man. That's definitely the Nolan Ryan. Pitching no hitters at 50. Like, what is y'all doing, bro? Like,
let's go.
Yeah.
So so that's the Cardinals, man. Oh, real quick, I know that Mike Matheny is with the Royals. I'm not sure we talked about this with you previously. What are your thoughts on him coaching the Royals?
I hope he's okay, but that's going to be a young team, and I feel like Matheny here had a hard time playing the kids. So I mean, I wish nothing but the best for him. But the Royals team's really young, so hopefully he's taken some type of class or something to learn how to. Because I think Schultz did that over this past offseason as well. He took tons of communication classes and everything. So hopefully Matheny did the same thing with communicating with a younger breed, because that whole entire team, unless they, Salvador Perez might be their oldest player on their team. Mm-hmm. Everyone else, they're early 20s.
Yep. And like you said, Matheny, he had one of his biggest issues was knowing how to coach adults, professionally. And to answer your question, in a press conference, his initial press conference, he did admit that he did take classes. He went to school. He took classes.
Okay.
in regards to analytics and also in regards to leadership.
Okay.
So he admit his faults.
Well, that's good then. So, like, I hope he does good, you know. And Royals got some young players on the team are fun to watch. So, with the leadership and, you know, with the analytics, because he was always one of those people that was trying to coach, like, the old school baseball.
Yeah.
And, like, Mike Schilt does that to a certain extent, but he also has a lot of analytics into it as well. So, Matheny, he was just so old school, and that just didn't play in this decade. You know, everyone else was so far ahead of us in analytics, and I think that's why things started to go down along with his leadership.
Yeah, so good luck to him. It was an interesting photo. Once again, they having the winter meetings, so you're having a lot of coaches, or pretty much all the coaches from every team is going, well, not all, but all the head coaches, should I say, are going to San Diego and meeting up and everything. And they had a picture today with him and Matheny talking. So
yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. I wonder what they discussed. Like, man, you took my job and got manager of the year on me, huh?
Right. That's how you feel.
Right. That you gonna do me like that? But like I said, hopefully everything works out for Matheny. It should be some great games coming up with the Royals and the Cardinals.
You better believe it.
Good news, more good news, shall I say, in regards to the Cardinals. It took forever, but Ted Simmons, former catcher for the Cardinals, is officially a Hall of Famer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was announced over the weekend. Yeah, announced over the weekend, and it's very possible, they are already talking about it now, that his number 23 could be retired by the Cardinals too.
Oh, okay.
So no one else can rock number 23.
Right, so
which
Freeze
was Freeze's old number, and currently, well, this past season, though, last two, has been Ozuna's number.
Right.
But
yeah,
shouts out to Ted Simmons. It's been a long time coming. Been 25 years or so since he was eligible, and he barely got any votes at that time to be in the Hall of Fame. But now he is in it. They announced the all MLB all Major League Baseball teams. They have the first and second team, and Jack Flaherty made the second team as a pitcher.
Oh, okay.
So
he was mad about that.
Right, and that's why I like Jack Flaherty, because he takes that to heart.
Right,
and he's like, you know what, next year
I'm gonna be first thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get first. I'm gonna get Cy Young.
Right.
I'm gonna get all of that.
So all right.
So I look forward to that. Didi was it Gregorius?
Yeah.
He signed a 1 year deal with the Phillies. The Phillies trying to make some moves.
Yep, they better.
They got who was that? Zach Wheeler. A few weeks ago. They like I said, trying to see about Chris Bryant and some other guys. They're gonna bring back McCutchen after he had his injury. And Bryce Harper is hungry.
You know he hungry.
JT Realmuto, excuse me.
You know why he hungry.
Right. Reese Hopkins. So the Phillies trying to make some moves, and their owner last year said he's not scared to spend money.
Right. So,
no, let's see what they're going to do.
That's what the players want to hear, too.
The Angels, they're trying to be a destination team, especially with having Joe Madden as the head coach. They trying to see about Rendon. They were trying to see about Garrett Cole, but they're trying to get some respect. Do you think the Angels, Joe, can get back to, can kind of get to that respectability of like, hey, you know what, we ain't the other team in LA no more. Can they get to that with Joe Madden?
Yeah, I think so. Everyone in the league loves Joe Madden, even whenever he was with the Cubs. Sometimes it was hard to sit there and be like, okay, Joe Madden's a cool dude, you know, like you don't want to say it, but no, he's a cool dude. I think it's gonna be really good, and like putting him on managing Mike Trout, I think is gonna be awesome. So if they can, I hope they can get someone like a Rendon, or even like I said earlier, like they're talking about Kluber with the Indians. So if they can make something like that happen, that'd be great. And I think now with Madden being there, kind of like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, like with Schilt, I think Schilt would be a manager that players would want to play for, and we've seen already people want to play for Joe Madden. So hopefully that, because I like the Angels, I think it'd be cool to see Mike Trout and the Angels back in the playoffs. So hopefully more players, you know, they find an energy and want to go back there.
Yeah, Pujols back in the playoffs.
Man, that's crazy. That ever since he left St. Louis, he's only been in 3 playoff games.
Crazy,
and
man.
now the first round, they got swept by the Royals.
Man.
And same thing with Mike Trout. He only been three games.
Right.
Swept.
Yep.
So going to hockey, real quick. Not gonna keep you too much longer. We appreciate you being on the show. I know you're drinking. How many beers have you had so far?
Oh, we got a kegerator, so I can go down there and get me some beer on tap. So
right. How many glasses have you had?
just one big one so far.
A mug or a glass?
It's like kind of like the tall beer glasses you get at the bar.
Oh yeah,
that's what's up. So real quick, the Blues lost 3 in a row. First time they lost 3 in a row since last year, but they are still in first place. Any cause for concern, or are you like, nah, we cool, it's gonna be all right?
I mean, I think it's gonna be all right just because we have so, like, literally, I feel like every time I blink, there's a new guy going on the IR. You know, like, everyone's on the IR, and that sucks. And then, like, obviously, Bennington, he had 2 really bad games, but then Jake Allen just gave up, 4 or 5 goals last night. So I think they're just in a little rut right now. They've been playing lots of away games, and everyone's hurt, you know. So I think come the All-Star break, kind of like last year, you know, it'll refresh them and whatnot, and hopefully they can go on a nice little run again.
And speaking of the All-Star game, who do you feel as of right now should represent the Blues in the All-Star game?
Well, I would say
and if you got
Bennington.
Okay, I was gonna say him.
Because he's like my iffy one, but I'll just put him on there, and then O'Reilly for sure. I feel like Perron and Shen need to be on there, and then that might be it. Maybe Petro.
Oh yeah, Petro has to be on there because he's been one of the leading forwards in regards to overall. Like he's one.
Yeah, so I probably put. Yeah, I'd probably take Bennington off that list and just put those other 4 guys on there. I mean, Perron and Shen have just been unbelievable this year, I feel like. So, but yeah.
What are your thoughts so far on Justin Falk? His first year with the Blues, got acquired during the preseason via trade.
Okay, so me and my uncle are going back and forth with this. He thinks he's terrible because at the time he talked to me about this, he was like a -7.
Mm-hmm.
But he's had that gone down quite a bit. And you got to think, kind of like we talked with Goldschmidt. The guy came over here last minute trade, like a week or 2 before the home opener.
Right.
He's got to practice with a whole new team in a whole new city. And at first they had him and Petro flip-flopped their own positions. And he's never constantly on the same line.
Right.
Like I think he's played with just about every single defenseman.
Right.
So he's looked a lot better the last couple of weeks. So I think he's going to be perfectly fine because he's an all-star defenseman. And our defense is probably one of the best in the league, I think. So just him there, shoring that up, I like him. I think he's going to be fine.
She hasn't even had time to go to the arch.
Right.
So a guy that I need to see step up and be more of that Chris Pronger type guy is Costa Parayko.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier this year too. The last couple games, he looks to be like a little faster and trying to take a couple more shots on that. But I still just would love to see him just shoot the puck, just get the puck on net. If he has that slap shot, I just think if he just shot the puck more, better things would happen. But as the last couple games I've seen, he's skating fast and he looks better than he did earlier this year.
Yeah. So, like you said earlier, no cause for concern. Just got to make sure we don't keep on having bodies hit the flow and gone for like 4 or 5 months.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But we are still in great shape. Look forward to more things happening with the Blues, with hockey and with baseball. And you have anything else for Joe?
Nah, appreciate having you, Joe. You always putting that little spin on everything. I'm still trying to get acclimated to hockey, so I definitely appreciate when you call in.
Yeah, let's go Blues, LGB.
There we go. So you have a good one, Joe, and see you in a couple hours.
Yeah, see you in a couple hours.
All right.
Bye.
You have a good one.
Yeah.
All right. That was Joe Knows. The great conversation, man.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, shouts out to the ladies. Bunny, she said, go ahead, Joe. Represent. She said, girl power. So, yeah, she hold things down. It's like, hey, Joe, girl power. So yeah, that's real cool, man. So hope y'all enjoying this show. Once again, it's your boy Smooth, along with
B Baker.
Holding things down. Stan couldn't be here tonight, dealing with the family emergency. So prayers up to him.
Yes, sir.
Let's get right into college football, man. So once again, for the first time since they brought out the college football playoff.
We gonna talk about that again?
Well, I mean, that was on Facebook.
Oh, that's right. So I guess we do got to talk about it. Yeah.
That was the pre-show. So
no Tide.
Yeah, so no Tide.
So ain't no Roll Tide, teacher. We got no Tide.
So right now, we have number 1 is LSU.
Right.
And number 4 is going to be Oklahoma.
Yep.
And then number 2 is Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Number 3 is Clemson.
Yeah.
That should be a incredible matchup. I feel. I know, like you said, Alabama not in it. You know, of course for you, it's like, no, it ain't right.
Right.
But Dwight Howard got into it with the Orlando Magic tonight. You know, the Lakers.
Yeah. They back in Orlando. Okay.
The Lakers did win that game too.
Yeah, they beat them pretty bad.
We may have some breaking news. The Angels of Anaheim are closing in on Anthony Rendon.
Just got done talking about them.
So it could be done tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And like Joe said earlier, they're eyeing Corey Kluber as well. And pitching has been the issue with the Angels.
Yeah.
So getting him would help out, but then getting Rendon, that's big too.
Yeah.
So a little bit breaking news. May have some more later on throughout the show. But going back, the thoughts of these upcoming playoff games, because for real,
honestly,
nowadays, man, all these other bowls really don't matter.
Don't matter nothing, man. The Tostitos bowl, the
I mean, like
Spearmint Gum bowl.
Even the former BCS bowls don't have that same flair because it's not the college football playoff.
Ever since the playoffs came, that don't matter no more. Yeah. That's like the NIT almost.
Yeah.
So honestly, man, I don't think that LSU Oklahoma game gonna be that good. I think LSU really gonna give it to them. So I'm waiting on that Clemson and Ohio State game.
Now, I will say that Oklahoma, the Big 12 has been known to be just an offensive league, and they don't know what defense is.
Exactly.
But one of the things Lincoln Riley wanted to do with Oklahoma was to improve on that.
Right.
And they have stepped up and done a lot better defensively.
Yeah.
So I won't say it'll be a blowout. I think it'll be a closer game, but LSU is the better team.
Definitely better team.
Jalen Hurts has that experience with him.
That's my boy.
So you can't count him
That's
out.
who I'm rooting for, but I just don't see them getting past them in no shape, form, or fashion. So.
And once again, Ohio State, Clemson, that should be an incredible game.
That's going to be the game right there, man.
I look forward to seeing Sunshine. Trevor Lawrence.
That's going to be Pantene Pro V.
Right. So seeing Ohio State had a close call against Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The first half, they just was not in the game at all. But the second half, they let everybody know who the hell they were.
You damn right. So.
And, man, Chase Young, oh, wow. Gordon Hayward just came back from being out. Is out the game now due to being hit in the nose. He exited the game after a blow to the nose.
Oh, well, he just exited the game.
Yeah, so
okay.
We'll see.
Right. You got to exit the game if you get hit in the nose. So you probably be right back to this game.
Yeah. So Chase Young, the defensive end from Ohio State, that dude is a freaking monster.
Yeah.
Incredible. That dude is a beast. If you had not seen him, check him out. Justin Fields, incredible quarterback for Ohio State. Shouts out to Ryan O'Day. Took over for Urban Meyer.
Right.
And he came in and they're undefeated.
Yep.
Doing their thing.
They might be in the big game, so you never know.
Yeah. So speaking of which, we have the Heisman finalists on your screen. Quarterback Joe Burrow from LSU. Then we have Justin Fields from Ohio State. Chase Young from Ohio State, and Jalen Hurts. Thoughts on that Heisman? Is it really Joe Burrow's to lose?
I think so, honestly. Just with his team success and the way he plays and the like you said, that I mean I'm gonna always be a Jalen Hurts dude though. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he the whole team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, he played on a support, basically a more subpar team. So I just feel like to me my vote would go to him, but I'm kind of biased. So, I mean, you got all good candidates, man. I like Chase Young too, but I don't know, man. If I had to pick, I'd say Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I had to go with Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Dude has played some incredible ball on the road in hostile situations. Remember the game he had at Texas?
Right.
That was like his calling out right there.
Right, yeah.
Then, of course, went at Alabama, then going to the SEC championship game, doing that thing.
Right.
So I think it's his. I don't think it's going to be even close. But a nice collection of talent. But I think Joe Burrow got that wrapped up. All right, transitioning to the NFL, man. We missed the last week of games, but what are your thoughts going into week 15?
How the hell did y'all let George Kittle on 4th and 2 for the game? Woo! Make that big play down the field, Saints.
That
was a heartbreaker, dog.
Did a Marshawn Lynch on him.
They face masked him, and he just, this game for y'all. He muscled him down the field. So that hurt, man. I'm a Saints fan, dog. So that killed me, man. But the 49ers, they tough, man. And
I know T-Bone's watching, and he's probably doing backflips right now.
I know he got to be, man. And I'm like, man, I'm glad you brought up that point about when they did the fake punt return and Taysom Hill try to, go downfield. And they elaborate on the rule, which is if you going downfield in a punt return, you just blocking, you just a blocker at that point. So it's not a pass interference. And if you notice, he never even looked for the ball. He just made sure that the guy didn't get back and play. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a pass interference. I know a lot of people saying the Saints got hosed again and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, you got to know the rule book on that one. So, I'm glad they kind of went back and explained it to some people a little bit after that point. But yeah, man, that was an explosive game. I thought the Saints had them. We was up 20-7. Thought we was gonna start rolling. And we was clicking on all cylinders, but unfortunately our defense didn't get it done, man.
And it says a whole lot in regards to Jimmy
Garoppolo,
G to win on the road in New Orleans with all that pressure. People thinking, he ain't the real deal. But
they offensive line, man. They give him so much time.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Cam Jordan like, man, get through.
Yeah. And I said this a while back, but they would have won that game against Seattle if they would have had Robbie Gould as the kicker.
Yep.
But he was out that game.
Yep. And that's what won them the game.
Yeah, San Fran could actually be 11-1 right now.
I think so
easily.
Too. Yep.
Could be 11-1 right now, but that game against Seattle, they didn't have Emmanuel Sanders. He got hurt. And then once again, Robbie Gould, he was out. But people thought that Jimmy G couldn't handle the pressure. He changed that
nice
narrative.
In that pocket, man.
Yeah.
And when he get out of it, too. He know when to get in and when to get out.
Kyle Shanahan doing his thing, and their defense is one of the best defenses in the league.
Exactly. That's what everybody sleep on.
Richard Sherman, he what I tell y'all.
Richard Sherman always get hurt in the fourth quarter. I mean, somebody need to call him out on that, man. This dude always conveniently get hurt when it's money time.
Yeah.
But Richard Sherman, shout out to him, man. He's a hell of a player. Got hurt, I think, like 4 or 5 times that game. But, I'd be hurt, too, if I had to go up against Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
So,
but let's see. Just looking over the standings real quick in the AFC East, it's not a lock. New England is 10-3. Buffalo Bills right behind them.
Yep.
9-4.
They've been there all year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep. They 9-4. So they right there in the AFC North. That's wrapped up.
Yep.
The Ravens won that division already.
Yep.
That team looking incredible. They played them all night against the Jets. Lamar Jackson is hurt, but they say he's going to still play.
Yeah, he's going to be all right.
But it's just incredible what he's doing, how the team is playing. AFC South. This division is up for the taking outside the Jaguars.
That's crazy.
Who would have thought that?
Not me.
That after this great start that the Texans had, the Tennessee Titans would come right up.
And the Colts.
They have a 4-game winning streak being led by Ryan Tannehill.
That's crazy. And you see how I used to be on the Titans, like the Titans. Every time y'all pick them, like, y'all picking them?
Yeah.
That's crazy. The Colts even better than I thought they was going to be.
Yep.
So man, the Colts, they was they right there with the Cowboys.
Now Jacoby Brissett, he's which we call him Brisket.
Yeah.
He's kind of been down a little bit. They're actually on a 3-game losing streak.
Right.
But
they still got the same record as Cowboys.
They're kind of losing steam. But the Tennessee Titans are right there with the Texans.
Yes.
AFC West, the Chiefs are 9-4. Raiders 6-7. The Broncos 5-8. But shouts out to Drew Lock from Mizzou. Denver finally has a quarterback.
Yep. Everybody thought it was gonna be Flacco. And he been balling, man.
I already knew that he was gonna just be like a 1-year thing or a fill-in until Drew Lock took over.
Yeah.
Drew Lock brings swag. He brings that confidence, and it rubs off on the team.
Yeah.
He's elusive.
Yep.
He's the perfect guy for that team. I know that it took him a long time, since they had Peyton and before that, pretty much John Elway, excuse me.
Yeah.
But Denver,
Tim Tebow.
that's my dude. That's my dude. I will never
at
forgive,
least throw him in there, man.
I will never forgive the end of the Broncos, whoever, because with Tim Tebow, he wasn't the prettiest in regards to throwing the ball. But my thing is, I always respect winning guys.
Yeah, he was a winner. That's,
that's
basically what it was.
He may not have won the way that you would have liked to have seen him win.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
he'll will you to win.
Exactly. He took y'all to
a gamer.
He took y'all to the playoffs
and won the game.
Exactly.
In money time. As soon as they got the rock, touchdown.
I felt like if y'all just would have trusted him and allowed him to grow with what he had.
Right.
He don't have
Man, Stephen A. Smith killed that dude's career.
Yeah, the media.
Yeah, that's exactly. I don't even think it's Denver. I think once they started picking apart his game and really questioning his ability and questioning the moves that the franchise making as far as putting him in leadership position and stuff like that, and when the conference was hot at the time, I think that's what ultimately derailed his career, man.
Yeah. I just believe I had a lot of respect for Tim Tebow, man. It wasn't all about how you wanted it. It wasn't about how everyone else should be. It's just about, do you want to win or not? Now, it's different if he was 4-12 or whatever else. But he was a winning guy.
Yeah.
Some guys are just different, but people worry about the status quo all the time.
Exactly.
He has to throw a spiral to Nah.
Now look who y'all MVP about to be.
See.
Why y'all worried about them status quo quarterbacks?
Yeah. So we're not going to do the pick-ups since Stan isn't here and he didn't give me his picks. So I'll save my picks and save his for next week, and we'll just do it all next week. Waiting on T-Bone, we got to discuss this big topic here. It was a hot button topic on our page.
Yeah.
On Facebook, if you're not following.
I don't think it was a hot button. I think a lot of people have mixed opinions about it.
Yeah.
And but it was a lot of good dialogue. A lot of people gave their perspective on it, and it was my main thing was it was a respectable perspective from everybody's angle of it. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But
until T-Bone calls in, once again, shouts out to Drew Lock doing this thing with the Broncos. They have a good future ahead.
Right.
NFC East, the worst division in the league. Every team under 500. It's
every
crazy.
Team.
And at first, I thought that it was going to be the opposite way. Like, at least 3 of the 4 teams would be over 500 and doing their thing.
I definitely thought Philly was going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's... Whew.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. We have T-Bone Funk live from Orlando. How you doing, bro?
Good. What's going on, man?
What up, T-Bone?
Hey, what's up, man? I missed the memo. All of a sudden, I heard we waiting on T-Bone. I said,
what? Threw you on the spot. You got to be quick, fast on your feet.
Yeah, man. We discussing the NFC right now. NFC North, the Green Bay Packers are 10-3. The Vikings are right behind them at 9-4.
Yep.
The Bears are 7-6. The Lions are the Lions. In the NFC South, the Saints, they got that wrapped up. 10-3. That's it. NFC West is still tight. 49ers 11-2. Seattle 10-3. Rams 8-5. T-Bone, how do you feel about your 49ers?
Hey, look, you know what? This is one of those times where it's like, can we get to week 16? Because I need to get to week 16 for things to be real. You know, we don't want anybody coming up from behind, sneaking up, grabbing that division out from under us. You know, let's get to week 16.
Yeah,
because you know who would do it if it was to happen.
Well, I mean, we took care of them once, so
True.
you know.
Y'all wanted one.
I look forward to the Rams going to San Fran to see what happens, man.
Yeah.
See what happens with that game.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised at all though if they get dog washed like they did in L.A.
You know what, man? We're not gonna speak that into existence. That was last game, like you said. That's why you play the game.
You play to win the game.
Right.
Oh man, yeah. So as my biggest thing about Jimmy G, as long as he doesn't get hurt, be good to go.
Right. Knock on wood.
And I think I said that last year. I'm like, you know, we were winning with him. The year before was it? The year before that is when we started winning. Then he got hurt. So it's like, you know, all you can do is go with, you know, what's going on when he's in the game. Let's keep him in the game. Let's keep him healthy. You know, let's not wish any injuries. No hamstring, no flu. You know, we don't want anybody going bowling before the game on a Saturday night.
I want your thoughts on this. What were your thoughts on the whole Kaepernick situation?
Talking about with the workout.
Yeah. Do you think Kaepernick should just chilled and follow the guidelines by the NFL? Did he do too much? Did he cost himself an opportunity? Because I don't know if you know, but one of his wide receivers
got signed
to the practice squad, but he hasn't had any kind of call or anything since he, went rogue and tried to change the narrative on his own.
Yep.
Look, here's what I think about it. I think that this was almost a no-win situation. The argument the NFL could have made, the NFL can make now is, well, look, we were trying to do things, and then he did this. But here's the other thing. The flip side about that is that some of the details of everything were kind of sketchy. Mm-hmm. It could have been that this was just done to prevent future lawsuits. Could this be that it was just done just so that they could say they did it and then move on? I mean, I don't know, but here's the thing: if they wanted to see him work out, well, I mean, he didn't need 32 teams to come see him work out. If a team was in the market for a quarterback, that should have been the teams that were going out there to see it.
Thanks.
And the bottom line is that you can look through the roster of quarterbacks in the league, backups especially, and say, is this person better than Kaepernick? Yes or no? And for a lot of them, the answer is no. Now, look, at this time, I think it should just be a move-on situation for everybody. Like, look, if I don't trust you, I don't want to work for you. So, I mean, that's just where I am. I mean, I'm not faulting him for feeling that way, but I'm just saying, like, if I have to go through so much stuff to deal with somebody that I don't trust, I don't need to be in that. So, he's got a name, he's got a platform, if you will.
No pun intended. Kaepernick, if you're watching, please join us on our show.
Please, brother, please.
So, what I mean? Like, let him go out and do his thing. And, the league, I don't think that the league had any real intentions, because if they had real intentions, it would have happened before then. So, why all of a sudden in the middle of the season, I don't care what Jay-Z or Roger Goodell could come out and say, well, we were trying to do this to make it. No, because if teams wanted him, they would have been doing it when they were scouting out other people, looking to sign other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's just me.
And it was something I wanted to bring up about Kaepernick. I said it before with Suzanne on the show and Bunny. Does he need the NFL, or do the NFL need Kaepernick?
I don't think he needs anybody at this point. Because here's the thing: at a certain point, once you build your brand, once you build your name is your name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's certain people that can lose that name, but usually the truth is that your name value usually goes down as you play and your play decreases. But in this situation, his play may have dipped for a little bit, but the bigger situation was how everything happened. Like, his name isn't a name that's going to go anywhere anytime soon. So, as far as the NFL, I mean, need is a strong word. I don't think they need Kaepernick because I don't think they lost a huge percentage of people who just have to stay away from football because he's not signed to a team.
Yeah, and that's what I was pretty much alluding to with Bunny and Suzanne a while back was the NFL isn't losing any money right now.
Heck no.
It's still the most watched sport. They're still getting money. So I think it's really the end of Kaepernick. I don't see him coming back. Yep. He may go to a different league or something if he still wants to play. If he still has that passion to play, then he'll play anywhere.
It was over for him when he got that check, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about this topic here. It was a nice little conversation that was going on our page on Facebook, the platform Sports Talk Show, in which we discussed, we had a post about San Francisco, of all places. Their analyst, Tim Ryan, talked about Lamar Jackson, basically saying he has an advantage because teams may not be able to see the football because of the color of his skin. And the organization suspended him. Richard Sherman saying he doesn't really think it was that bad. It wasn't racist. I know Brian has his thoughts. You have yours. That's why I want to get you on this on the show for this conversation. B, what was your thoughts again for those who may not have seen the interaction between you and T-Bone? And I know you had there's other guys on the conversation as well. But what were your thoughts in regards to this whole thing?
It was an ignorant comment, flat out. You know what I mean? Like I said, I understand, like what T-Bone said about, I think some of us get too sensitive with the race talk sometimes. Sometimes we overthink about stuff like that. But think about this, though, man. My thing is, he's not the first black quarterback that had his success. He actually darker than a football. Like, I mean, I don't know a football-colored quarterback. You know what I mean? So if that was the case, then people could wear brown gloves or whatever like that, and it'd be the same effect. It don't necessarily have to do with your skin color. So I just felt like it was definitely some ill will towards that. I think it was more than what he just said. But I don't know the man, you know what I mean? But in lieu of what he said, I feel like you definitely had to know that was going to be an offensive comment, especially towards African Americans. So that was my take on it, and that's just what I had to say about it.
T-Bone?
See, and my thought was that analysts make all types of reaching comments all day long, where they're just trying to find some way to make sense of something all the time. And people come up with all kinds of random things. So for me, him making that statement doesn't mean that it's the truth of how it actually affects the players. But a viewer might say, I never thought of something like that. And that's what they're looking for. Their job is to analyze the situation. And going back to what Brian was saying, my thing is that just because somebody says something about another race doesn't mean that it's racist. Because, again, one of the points that I made on the page was if Shannon Sharp would have made that comment, people would have laughed about it. But if he makes that comment, he shouldn't have said it because he knew people were going to be offended. Well, then for me it goes back to, well, you're saying that he shouldn't have made the comment because he knew people would be offended, but that doesn't mean that it was a racist comment. It just means that, well, because we don't like it when people say anything about the color of our skin, period. Well, don't say anything about the color of skin, so to avoid any type of racism. And I don't. And again, in case anybody doesn't know me, I've called out the WWE for racism over the past 2.5 years to the point where I barely watch their specific program anymore.
Definitely all last year.
Yeah, so I'm all about calling people out for racism, which I guess for me is why it's a bigger deal for me. Where it's like, look, I don't want people to. I don't want to make it to where people just tone out when there's real racism, because and again, everybody can react the way that they want to, and if it makes you feel that way, I understand. But for me, if it's not something that I perceive as racist, I'm gonna say something because I want the stuff that I actually do perceive as racist to actually, make an impact where people are making real change instead of just saying, well, we hear these comments all the time and just start tuning it out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, you made good points, man. And like I said, my thing with it was, I'm not saying it's one of those statement things that, you just go back kind of like the guy did with the Rutgers girl when he called her nappy head and all that little stuff like that. It ain't one of those things, which is why the guy didn't get fired. He just got suspended. But going back to your Shannon Sharp thing, yeah, okay, if he said it, yeah, it'd be more accepted. But what would be the backlash if he said that about a white quarterback? You know what I mean? So like I said, it's just when it comes from another race, it does feel a lot different. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us can agree to that. So I'm not overreacting to it. I just said it was just something that I felt like needed to be talked about, and he got suspended. And I mean, we should all just kind of get over it now. But some stuff you just can't just let roll off. And I was just like, that's one of them things. I'm like, I feel like, to me, I thought it was, intended, and just trying to see if I can get away with this little jab or not. But like I said, I don't know the man, so that was just my opinion on it.
Yeah, and I hear that, and like I said, people, you can react the way that you feel. And again, I'm not saying that you overreacted or anything like that, because if that's the way it made you feel.
No, not you per se, but there's people on the page that said that, yeah.
Yeah, and for me it was just a completely different thing where it's like, okay, well, he's an analyst trying to analyze the situation. Okay, the majority opinion would say, hey, don't talk about color, but in sports, we talk about how sight, sound, feel, all that type of stuff affects things. So to make that comparison, to me, it was plausible in what he was trying to do. It's not like, it's not like going back to like the 90s when they would talk about, well, the black quarterback, and talking about what they could do versus what they couldn't do. Being more prone to just being a runner because they're not, a pure passer type thing. I don't think he was taken away from his abilities. I don't think it was trying to diminish him as a player. To me, if anything, it was more of a comment of, hey, look, this advantage helps, because while in this conversation we've talked about the skin color, we haven't brought up the fact that he also mentioned, hey, it was a dark jersey combined with his dark skin color that gave him an advantage in this situation, which is what we look for in sports all the time. What gives somebody an advantage of a situation?
No, I agree. I think my thing is coming up into that game, I just feel like it's a lot of Lamar Jackson haters out there, and I feel like they not giving him his just due with him having an excellent season. And it's like everybody looking for a reason, like, why is this dude so good all of a sudden? It got to be something else. It can't just be his ability. So I think that had a lot to do with it too, in my opinion. So.
And for me, I don't have that context because, like this year especially, I've been doing a lot of work, and so I haven't really had a chance to listen to a lot of like analysis about it. So like for me, that was the first comment that I ever heard about him regarding, anything going on with his play. So if I would have heard more, it probably would have had an impact on me, probably differently. But it probably would have also been different if I would have heard more from Tim Ryan saying something about him specifically in those.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That's the way in on it, man. Like I said, it's really just that simple, man. Like, that's why I appreciate this brother's comments all the time, because he not just throwing stuff out there just to be doing it. He got a reason why he says what he said. I don't know you personally, but I know you from calling in on the show, and a few comments that you made that I agree with, and some of them I disagree with. But you were knowledgeable about what you were talking about, so my respect level for you was a lot higher than a lot of people. So I appreciate you calling in about that, man.
Yeah, and to add on, well, not to add on, but more so in regards to you haven't met him, there may be a great chance starting in 2020. T-Bone, is that correct?
Well, that's been next now. That's a whole sore subject right now.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we discussed that outside the show then. But
I will be making some guest spots in the area, but it won't be what I originally thought was going to happen.
Got you.
We'll talk about that at a different time.
Real quick, your thoughts on NWO being inducted along with Batista?
I mean, Batista's one of those guys who's going to wind up getting there anyway, just because of where he was on the card during the time that he was there. He'll probably actually wind up being a 2-time Hall of Famer. I'm sure they'll put Evolution in there at some point. As far as the NWO goes, it's just funny the WWE being the WWE that, they put DX in before they put the NWO. But hey, this is their war. They can be petty. They won. But, the other thing is that, as you brought up earlier, the NWO was very deep. And that's actually a subject that a lot of people talk about and they always complain about. And at some point, I need to put something together to kind of go against some of those theories. But, yeah, the NWO had probably the largest impact of the Monday Night Wars between WCW and the WWF because, that was when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash came over from WWF to WCW, Hogan turning bad. That increased the interest of wrestling. As Brian, I think you said that you had never seen Hogan be a bad guy, but you did say you were a WWF or WCW guy beforehand. Thank you, Sid.
Well, I said, I was watching it at that particular time more because I started watching it when Sid Vicious got hot. So that's what he was the first guy I saw on WCW because I didn't know nothing about it until I think this is around the first time we got cable. Because I didn't even know it was another league at that point and I started watching more WCW just to kind of get caught up. You know what I mean? And then that's when all that stuff just kind of started coming around.
Yeah, I've actually been doing some reflection on some old wrestling memories, which Smooth, I got to still talk to you about because I've got some stuff that I've got some concepts together. But
get at me about that, bro.
But yeah, I mean, when the NWO became a thing, that changed a lot of stuff. And while a lot of people talk about Stone Cold Steve Austin, who obviously was a big deal for the WWF, they probably would have never even gone with Stone Cold being Stone Cold had they not been getting their butts kicked for 83 weeks by WCW, So, but yeah, it's a big deal. There should have been some other key people that would have been focused on there in that picture that they sent. I know X-Pac or Six, if you're going with the NWO version, was put in there, and he should be. Good dude. Was around him a few times down in Tampa when doing some shows. But, yeah, there should have been some other people. Macho Man, when he was in the NWO, pretty big deal.
I think CM Punk said, I'm sorry, I think CM Punk even mentioned either on Backstage or somewhere, he said it ain't real until they invite everyone, like all 120 people.
You know what? It would probably be if they really want to. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot more people that deserve a lot more credit. The Macho Man, Eric Bischoff, as being a part of that. I mean, it was kind of a pretty big deal with the NWO himself. But there's a lot of people in there that I just don't think get a lot of credit. When y'all were talking about something earlier where y'all were talking about, I feel like y'all were talking about rock, I think it was baseball. And anyway, the NWO itself, it just had so many people in it where when some people were over there, some fans wanted them to be portrayed differently than they were. But it's like, you got to understand, you got a big roster. You can only have so many spots for people to be on. So, yeah, they pretty big deal. And they should be in.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it was fun to have you on the show.
Appreciate
hope
having you,
everything's
bro.
going well with your son, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything's good here. You know, he's rolling around these days, so you know, now I got to keep another eye on him.
Yeah, and shouts out to Miss T-Bone Funk as well.
Yep, she's doing pretty good too.
All right, bro. Well, you have a good one. Enjoy that lovely weather out there in Orlando.
Man, lucky bastard.
You know, it's good stuff down here. Y'all come take a trip down to Orlando. Come down to
Hey,
sunny,
man, I'm gonna
sunny
have
Orlando.
to get at you about that, man, because my birthday coming up in a couple weeks, and that's actually one of the places I was thinking about. I want to check out that NBA experience out there.
Let me know.
I got you.
All right, man. You have a good one, T-Bone.
All right.
All right. That was T-Bone Funk giving
sir.
us his take in regards to his 49ers and also Tim Ryan comments in regards to Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
That was football right there. Real quick, we discussed a little bit on pre-show basketball. A few months in now, Lakers looking like that deal.
Man,
Milwaukee Bucks. Are we looking at a crash course? Lakers and Bucks.
it looked like it, man. Actually, Milwaukee handling business right now without Giannis. He's sitting out. Yeah, I think so, man. I think it might be a good contrast of style finals too, man, because I feel like Milwaukee is that walk it up, gritty, more defense orientated, you know, one star, and then we surround around them and everything like that type of team. And the Lakers back to Showtime-esque, where they running and gunning and wheeling and dealing and got all the flashing lights and the star power and everything like that. So, you know, we'll see, man. It might be one of them Pistons versus Lakers type series.
And then I think the Lakers match up very well with Milwaukee in regards to, like, the Clippers. They don't have that one person. You can't put Kawhi or Paul George on Giannis.
Right.
That's too easy for him. He's going to just jump over them.
And then
the Lakers,
yeah,
you put AD on Giannis, you're going to have you a series.
You're going to definitely have you a series, especially because you can offset them with LeBron when AD sit down.
Yes.
Or you can put Kuzma in there and, you know. But I think with the part that slept on, because a lot of people going to say, oh, yeah, the Lakers are overwhelming favorite on that and this and that. You got to understand the Lakers' advantage over everybody is they size.
Yeah.
The only team in the East that can counter that size is Milwaukee.
Yep.
So that's another thing people got to look at. So I would actually hope that would be the finals choice. I still think the Clippers going to have something to say about it because right now people making their opinions about them, but these dudes ain't even practiced together yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's still very early. Also, you know, you got all these other teams in the nucleus, you know, still can't take the Rockets serious. I'm sorry.
Miami Heat, though.
Miami Heat is the surprise team.
Jimmy Buckets,
Man.
Tyler Hero. Man, Tyler Hero, that's my dude.
Man, and the little dude Randolph. He been getting off. He got busy last night, I think.
Yep.
And had 30-something. So, you know, they definitely a team that's gonna be there in the playoff picture in the East, and you can't sleep on Philly.
Nope.
And you definitely got to watch out for Brooklyn. So we gonna see, man.
Boston Celtics looking good.
Celtics too, yeah. I forgot about
Tatum
that.
averaging 20 plus points a game.
Yep, and they got a better point guard.
All-star.
Oh yeah, he better be an all-star this year. Jaylen Brown still getting it popping, man. You know,
Kemba Walker
is definitely the guy for that team.
Yeah,
we're gonna see if Gordon Hayward is gonna be in the mix or not. You know, but
and you still can't forget about the Raptors. Can't forget about them.
I mean, you can't. But I mean, playoff time. I mean, yeah, they gonna be there. You know what? Yeah, you're right. They gonna be there. Yeah, you never know.
The Heat, the Celtics, the Sixers are undefeated at home.
Right.
Milwaukee only has one loss at home.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers, they haven't even lost on the road.
Nope. Because that Clippers game.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
They lost against the Clippers.
I'm sorry. So they lost one game, right?
Yeah.
So they're 12.
But even though they was at Staples, they ain't lost a game away from Staples. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The Clippers, they 13-1 at home.
Mm-hmm.
But they suck on the road. They even 6-6.
Yep.
But going back,
that's because guess why? Half them games Kawhi done sat out.
Right. The Pacers, they right there, 16-9 and 6th spot.
Yep.
As you said earlier, Brooklyn, 13-11, 7th spot, and the Magic. I'm glad for
Markelle.
Yeah, Markelle for going through so much scrutiny.
Yeah.
and coming up and going through his issues, but now he's doing this thing. Derrick Rose making highlight plays with the Pistons.
He always get one, man. I was happy to see that, man. Don't sleep on the Pacers.
And we will not talk about Stanton's Bulls
at all. There's nothing to talk about.
And then going to the West, the Mavericks in third place behind the Clippers.
I keep forgetting about them. I swear I do.
Dude, Luka, the best point guard in the game right now.
Him and LeBron neck and neck. I mean, LeBron's still right there. You know what I mean? Like,
he a point forward playing the point guard position.
So is Luka though.
Nah, he a point guard.
No, he not.
Yes,
Luka is more like a 2.
No.
Yeah, he make plays like a point guard. But see, this is the thing. You keep forgetting I'm a point guard, especially a point guard with some size. Like, the thing about point guards is the pace of the game and the extension of a coach. Just because you're a playmaker don't make you a point guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, when we criticize and critique point guard play, I always say, okay, well, this is the thing you got to look at. A point guard, his ability to look past the play is key. Luka don't have that. Just like when they get the rebound, he got to style it up the court, whatever like that. Man, you get the ball, and if it's a 4-on-3 down the court, you outlet it fast. Yeah. You don't have to bring it up every time. You know what I'm saying? Or you look at the matchup, and, okay, it might be better for him to bring it up because I got a smaller guy on me, or maybe I'll do the UCLA cut where I, get a ball off to the wing, come down immediately, catch it out the post, and make a play for the post. So that's why I don't consider none of them dudes point guards because of that factor. Now, does he make good assists? Yeah, but assists isn't the total package of a point guard, contrary to popular belief. So I still say that both of them are playing out of their position, but playing at an extraordinary rate with the success of their team.
Got you. And I'm looking here, the Denver Nuggets. Oh, no, going back. And I feel the same way about the Rockets that you do.
Right.
It's good doing a regular season score, 80 points between you and Russ, but that's not going to win a title. Or that won't even get you out.
You ain't gonna even get there. Y'all ain't been and y'all ain't going.
Because first off, you're gonna be so tired from scoring 40 points each in a series.
Yep.
That's draining right there.
And then that's your only formula, which is why y'all pretty much dropped the ball the last 2 years.
Right.
Because you can't afford a cold game. If your shooting is cold, y'all done.
Right.
So I don't know. I think the Rockets and Denver in the same category. Even though they got different styles of play, but I think Denver the same way. Denver is a well-coached team. They got a lot of pieces they can integrate within each other and stuff like that. But when it's winning time, you only go to one guy. And then sometimes Jamal Murray, but Jamal Murray is like an afterthought. And they can't be that every game. Some games he might have the advantage. Some games you might go to Gary Harris or Will the Thrill or somebody like that, or even Millsap. A lot of people, they just don't put no respect on Millsap no more.
Right.
So I think they got to switch that up a little bit.
They forget he's an all-star.
They how soon they forget.
Yep. Going back to the NBA. Here we go. See, Utah Jazz in 6th spot. OKC. That says a whole lot about Chris Paul.
Yeah, it do.
Speaking of which, he's something.
I was gonna talk about him in later segments, man. But cool. Yeah, the man's smart. You can't hate.
Right.
Dude,
at the end of the day, it's all about winning.
Go back to what I said about a point guard thinking past the play that's going on in front of him.
Yeah.
So
and right now they riding a 3-game winning streak, and then 8th spot. Who would have thought to this day, right now, the Phoenix Suns?
I told people, man.
Yep, they are. If the playoffs started today, they will be in the 8th spot.
They will be in
11 and 12.
They just was so young last year, man. Nobody, and they still ain't even got Big Boy. Yeah, yep. So, man.
Thoughts on Carmelo so far?
Doing better than I thought he was gonna do, man. Yeah. I think the whole player of the week or month, whichever one he got, that was just sentimental. I don't think he was the player of the month in the Western Conference at the time.
He had so many dollars on that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, with Luka and LeBron the way they playing, that's just be between them at all times right now, and Anthony Davis too. But with that being said, Carmelo has definitely shut up his haters already. You know what I mean? And you got to think about it. No matter how many workouts y'all see him doing on YouTube and IG and all that stuff like that,
with the hoodie on, or
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, when he was in the Rico Hines camp playing with all those pros in the summertime, okay, that's cool. But when you actually in a real game, that is a totally different stamina, totally different feel. You know, you got to get with your team, and he got thrown into the team. He ain't been working out with them. He had no preseason with them or none of that. So for him to get acclimated that fast, let you know that man is a natural born scorer no matter where you throw him at. And he going to get it in. So, you know, like he said, this ain't no farewell dance. Put some respect on. He will be playing somewhere next year.
Right. Yeah, so shouts out to him. He has his contract fully guaranteed now with the
for the rest of the season,
Blazers. So
right.
shouts out to him. Go back here. So that was pretty much our NBA talk. We balling right there, NBA segment. I hope you all have been enjoying this show. It's been great. We over 2 hours, but we just been enjoying the conversation. Shouts out to Joe and also the T-Bone Funk.
Yes, sir.
So let's get right into these fun segments. Do you have a congrats? You were right.
All you 49er fans, I'm going to go on and say it, man. Congratulations, y'all was right. Y'all said this was going to be y'all year. Y'all said the Rams we going to be in trouble. Y'all said y'all can even go to the Super Bowl. And I told you y'all was tripping. Y'all was crazy. I don't know what's up with y'all. You know, maybe y'all was on that herb. You know, I ain't know what it was. But, you know, it wasn't the CBD. It was facts.
It was the other stuff.
So, congratulations. Y'all was right.
There it is. All right. And then for me, shouts out to Andy Greer. Oh, wow. Update. Starling Marte could possibly be going to the San Diego Padres. We just talked about the Padres.
Talked about him, and then you said Andy, they saw him in the Pirates jersey. So
the Padres have joined the race to acquire.
Fred got a crystal ball up here, man.
Man, to acquire. Hey, what can I say?
Right.
They have joined the race to acquire Pirates center fielder Starling Marte.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Can you imagine having him, Tommy Pham, Trent Grisham? Woo, my goodness. Okay. So Andy Greer, on a post that I had right after the LSU game when they faced off against Georgia and beat them, and then Ohio State beat Wisconsin.
Right.
I put out a post saying, who do y'all think would be going, or how will the rankings be going
right.
to the playoff? And I had Ohio State 1, LSU 2, Clemson 3, Oklahoma 4. And she had on there LSU 1, Ohio State. I'm sorry, Ohio State 2. 3 was Clemson, 4 Oklahoma, and she was right.
Yeah, she nailed it.
So, congrats. You were right on that one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Up next, we have Is This Your Leader? So, for those watching this show for the first time, this is in regards to you are selecting someone sports-related that you feel would be a great leader for you. You feel like this guy, it's two people, be facing off, and who you feel would be the better leader for you. So, like, for instance, if we say Chris Paul or Russell Westbrook, who is the better leader? Not better player, but in regards to if you down the foxhole, who would you want to be your leader? Like, is this your king?
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I have one here, and it's the battle of the pitchers. One is Garrett Cole or St. Louis Cardinals' own Jack Flaherty. Who would you want? Who would be your leader?
Damn it, man. I'm going to go with Flaherty. I just think he got the...
Are you being biased?
Yes, I'm very biased. But I also know that he's a gamer. Like we said earlier about him making second team, and he was like, oh, for real? Y'all got me messed up, man. All right. So I just feel like, to me, if you talking about leadership, I would pick Flaherty.
He got that dog in him.
He got that dog in him, and he got that franchise turnaround in him. Like, man, look, dog, we ain't finna keep losing like this.
Mm-hmm.
So if we talking about leadership, I'm going with Flaherty.
There was a story that during the season when Adam Wainwright wasn't looking too good.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, I had the thing on me the whole time. Everybody checking me out.
Right.
But which I don't mind, but it's part of the thing. But anyway, when Adam Wainwright wasn't looking too good.
Yeah.
There was one guy that approached Wainwright and told him, dude, you ain't even playing up to your capabilities. Second year in the league, telling a plus 10-year vet.
The franchise.
about himself, and that was Jack Flaherty.
Yes.
That showed a whole lot.
About, yeah.
Then he was pissed when he got sent back down to the minors last year during the season when he was pitching well. Then, of course, like you said earlier, he pissed about not being on the MLB all first team.
Yeah.
You want that kind of guy behind you.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm going to go ahead and Garrett Cole, great pitcher. You know,
Right.
Of course,
This ain't the best player segment. This leadership.
Right. But in regards to that foxhole, that coach, man, we down to our last, whatever.
Right.
We won't.
Right.
We won't flare.
He looking down the thing and he jumping up like, pick me. I'm going in. Forget that. Yeah.
Right. So that was Is This Your Leader?
All right. I got one, though.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, I know Dirk got the longer career. We know the end result to that. But if you were a Dallas Mavericks fan, who would you rather lead your franchise, Luka or Dirk? Even with a small sample of Luka. Like, if you had to just pick one to start a team with the Dallas Mavericks, you can give them Dirk whole championship team, or you can put Dirk in his prime with this team now. Who would you pick?
Oh, man. Luka hasn't done enough for me yet for me to be behind him.
Right.
So I had to say Dirk. Man, and what he did with that team against the Heat, no one saw coming. Everybody thought it was going to be the Heat.
Right, yeah.
But he brought the way that he...
You know how to neutralize him.
That and close out the game.
Yeah.
If you want to follow him, no problem.
He said, I'm the biggest star.
I think that was the same playoff where he damn near made like every free throw throughout the whole playoff.
Yeah.
Like he had like a streak going where he could not miss.
Yep. So if you foul him, it's money too.
And then that was during that time when, remember back then when Jason Kidd couldn't shoot for real?
Yeah, they used to call him Ace and Kidd because he ain't no J.
That series there.
He fired up on him.
It's
and the crazy part, he the third leading 3-point. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah,
certain guys, bring out that in other guys.
True.
Tyson Chandler, he was a big factor in that series.
Yes. Sean Marion, the one that shot me.
Sean Marion too, but also JJ Barea.
Yep. That's when everybody found out who he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and the Jet.
Certain guys.
Jason Terry got the tattoo before the series even started.
Right. Certain guys, bring out that competitiveness, brings out the best in guys, and that's who I respect.
Right.
So Dirk, game changer.
Yeah.
So,
and with that being said, and with all due respect to Dirk, I would pick Luka.
Oh.
And this is my reason why. Because as great as Dirk is, he's still only gonna be Dirk. And that ain't no disrespect. I'm just saying he gonna be a big that can stretch the floor. You could put Luka in so many different scenarios and so many different platforms and everything like that. Because you got to think, outside of scoring, what's Dirk going to do to change the game? With Luka, he could be off. He can spearhead the offense. He can play better defense to me. And I think he a better rebounder to me than Dirk. I ain't look at the numbers, but to me, I feel like he a better rebounder. I don't remember Dirk being a double-digit rebounder.
Dirk, he played a power forward position, but his game was more suited like a small forward or guard.
Exactly, like a wing, you know what I mean? Because he had to. I mean, you going up against them big dudes they had playing the four in the West back then, you wasn't going to be able to just post up, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is this your leader? I would pick Luka for that reason, even though I think Dirk is the better player.
Yeah, in regards to my stance, I'm thinking about in regards to Dirk, just how you're able to make other guys better.
True, I got you.
Yeah. So that's what's up. That was a good one right there. Up next, pull this up here. Up next, we have bruh, you tripping? You got a hot take? Something that make people say, bruh, you tripping.
Man. The Rams going to still make the playoffs. And you going to see y'all precious 49ers I just gave that compliment to just crumble.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to beat them the next game.
Yeah.
And we just going to...
T-Bone might call in right now.
He had his shot. You know what I mean? But I believe that the Rams gonna get it together, with Gurley running where he is. I believe Goff going to finally try to do something. And our defense ultimately going to save us, man. So, especially with that secondary we got, so I'm going to say the Rams going to make the playoffs.
Bruh, You tripping. All right. Mine is, we talked about this team earlier. They're making moves. They may acquire Marcelo Zuna. That's the Cincinnati Reds. I feel they will not win the division, but they will go to the playoffs.
The Reds? Nah.
Next season.
No.
Stay tuned.
We'll see.
Stay tuned. It should be fun, though. It feels good to be able to see other teams that, has been last for a few years, struggling, and now all of a sudden, like the Padres.
Yeah.
I even said earlier, like the Blue Jays, this team could be serious. Coming up, they got so much.
I'll be forgetting the Blue Jays even got a team half the time.
So teams like them, going back to the Reds, all of a sudden you're gonna start seeing them make that rise.
Mm-hmm.
So check them out next season. Should be a great Major League Baseball season coming up. Up next, we have Idiot of the Week.
Boy, there's so many of them.
Go ahead.
Oh, my God. So, my first one goes to Lizzo.
Ah, good one. Good one.
Lizzo, you tripping. Whatever idea, whatever you hit before the game, whatever person got you hyped up on the gram or your little following, whoever got you the gumption to wear this dress with the butt cut out like the 2019 Prince, the female version, and wear what looked like a sumo wrestler diaper as a thong, and actually go to a basketball game and twerk in front of all those people and family and kids and stuff. What was you thinking? Like that can't go over well. Like, I understand what you tried to do, but it failed. And it was bad to watch. And don't nobody do that no more, never again. I don't care. And don't say it's size discrimination, because anybody gonna get roasted for that. Janet Jackson had her turn at the Super Bowl, and I mean it's a time and a place for everything.
Right.
All right. That was not the time or the place to do that. So yeah, you my idiot of the week, number one. Number two, New Orleans. What the hell was wrong with y'all when Sean Payton and his crew goes to a restaurant on Fridays to prep for the game? This dumb restaurant puts Mike Shanahan and his crew at the table directly next to Sean Payton and his crew. How the hell y'all even let that happen? How the hell y'all even let him walk in there? And how the hell did y'all let him sit at the table next to Sean Payton right before they played him? Idiot of the week number two. Idiot of the week number three and last is Jordan Bell.
Oh yeah.
Because so Oklahoma City was losing, right? Chris Paul, being the genius that he is on the floor, notices Jordan Bell don't have his jersey tucked in, so he points it out to the ref. Now everybody say it's a snitch move, but it's a rule book, and they was losing, and they ended up winning the game off of this.
Exactly.
Because Chris Paul pointed out that he didn't have his jersey tucked in, and they already had a delay of game. So with that second delay of game, because his jersey wasn't tucked in, and they was about to shoot free throws, even though nobody was lined up, including OKC, they gave Jordan Bell the delay of game, which ultimately ended up being free throws, and OKC took them to overtime and won the game.
Guess what happened the very next game?
That's the very next game, because the refs know that Chris Paul outsmarted them. What'd he do?
Now, I'm referring to Jordan Bell.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about Jordan Bell? Okay.
Yeah. So the next game that Jordan Bell played, it was against the Lakers.
Right.
Last Sunday.
Right.
And Jordan Bell saw his former teammate in Golden State come off the bench. Golly, tip of the tongue. What's his name? The guy said Quinn Cook.
Okay, yeah.
Quinn Cook came from the Lakers bench and had his shirt untucked. And guess what Jordan Bell did?
Pointed it out. I ain't hear about that one.
Told the referee. And so Quinn Cook, the Lakers were charged with a delay of game.
So he learned from his mistake and used it on him. See, you was thinking, boy, you was quick on your feet. See, Chris Paul gave you some knowledge.
Right.
But the next game,
Chris Paul
gets his delay of games from the referees because they still got some spite about him outsmarting them, which is how they do if y'all ain't noticed. If you publicly go and say how you outsmarted a referee, how you tricked them, how you thought they'd missed a call or whatever like that, especially if you the one that got away with it, Like, you ain't got to say nothing.
Right.
So he gets 2 delayed games and gets a technical foul.
Right.
So that will be my final idiot of the week, which is Jordan Bell / Chris Paul, because he fell for his own Kool-Aid the next game.
Man, those were some great ones.
Yeah.
And we failed to mention this before during the NBA talk. I just want to bring this out. Fizdale got fired from the Knicks.
He sure did, yup.
Thoughts on that real quick.
It's not his fault.
No,
I seen somebody make a meme, and this had me rolling. He was like, David Fizdale was like, what am I supposed to do with 26 power forwards?
Yeah. And Stephen A. Smith brought this up. You know it's not right when you got Marquise Morris, which any one of the twins,
right,
playing point guard.
And being a big shot maker at the end of the game.
Right.
And he just gave Julius Randle all his money.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's enough right there. But Fizdale,
the whole team the same height.
He didn't deserve it. But for me, I thought initially he could be that coach, but that was just too much of a mountain to climb over.
It was, man. They drafted bad for the last couple years.
Right.
You know, they put the wrong pieces in. I always told people I'm not a Julius Randle fan.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got Marcus Morris, you got Frank Ntilikina, whatever, running point, and then you got Dennis Smith coming in, stinking up the gym with them because he not what y'all thought he was going to be. Mm-hmm. And so now your little prized possessor, R.J. Barrett, out there like, man, I don't even know where I fit in.
Right. Sure. I can say a Duke.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Then you got guys, like I said, you got all them dudes that all them pretty much play the same position. And then who you bring off the bench? You bring in Bobby Portis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you bring in Taj Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
And these dudes I heard popping threes too.
Yeah.
And trying to tell people where to go. Like, it's no direction, man. And I know how it seemed like it'll be the coach, but look at the guys you gave him. So
it's the front office.
It's definitely the front office.
All right. So I got 3 myself. Arizona Cardinals defensive back John Shaw has been suspended through the 2020 season for betting on NFL games.
Why he playing? Idiot. Why?
Crazy.
Tim Donaghy. We just got done talking about him earlier, and now you got a player doing it.
It's crazy. All right, and then up next, it's Russell Westbrook and Trae Young.
What happened with them?
Both these guys are together on this for doing similar things.
Oh, I already know what you finna say. The end of the game stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
you're right, yeah.
So when the Hawks played the Heat at Miami, Trae Young, I guess, made a great play or whatever, or the Hawks scored a basket, and this is like with 1 minute left in the game. He's talking about something. We got this. This game, it's over. It's over. It's a wrap. Within that last minute of the game, Miami Heat came back and won by 7 points. Dude.
They was bombing on him, man.
What are you thinking?
First of all, y'all record don't indicate where you could say a game is over.
Right. It's over. Go on. Da-da-da-da.
Dude.
No.
You humbly take your win and get up out of there.
Come on,
if y'all
bro.
do get, that's what you get. Tyler Hero came out there and bombed on y'all.
Right. All right. So Russell Westbrook does the same thing the other game. He had a layup. He like, yeah, bye-bye. It's over. They at home. It's good. Boom, 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 boom. But then Sacramento Kings, very last possession.
From about 30 feet.
This came through, won the game.
And have him looking stupid.
It's just
I can understand his situation more because it was 1 second left. And it's the Kings. Like, who you think on the Kings from the game, y'all, like that? Trae Young, you need to shut the hell up. But even with that, yeah, Westbrook was, he really was saying it. And I think it was Belisa, whatever his name is, 88. Bombed on him from 30 feet. It was an easy pull-up, too, because P.J. Tucker got caught up in the stuff that was going on around the basket, and he just stepped out and bombed on him, man. So, yeah, that was a good one, man.
Yeah, that was funny. So, for all those that we announced in regards to Idiots of the Week, congratulations. Y'all played yourselves. We gotta get you a saying
right
now. So we'll get that going.
Next segment, I have one for y'all
as we do our rebranding. Right. But yeah, so y'all are the idiots of the week. All right. Up next, we have What If.
I'm gonna let you go first. I gotta think of one.
Shoot, I actually don't think I have one this time.
You don't have one?
Nope,
all right. Well, I'm gonna say this then. Okay. What if what if the Bucks win the championship this year?
I think you brought it up before.
I did. Okay,
Yeah,
well then we
'cause
gonna skip that.
you were
I said
talking
about Giannis.
yeah, because you brought up
Yeah,
brought up
okay, I
Giannis.
probably did. Okay, all right. Well then, how about this? What if the Yankees don't win the World Series this year?
Does that mean it won't be a surprise because, as we said before,
but
they made big signings over the last few years and still haven't won.
Right. So with that being said, especially if they lose to a team that didn't make any moves this year, does that go back to where you say it's bad for baseball with all this money they throwing at? The money ain't gonna get you the championship.
No, I feel it's great for the game. You know, you have to have a team like the Yankees who just spends money and spends money.
I mean, that's all they always been like this.
Exactly.
You know, they ain't gonna never stop.
Right.
But other teams look at it like, okay, that's not the formula then.
Exactly.
Great.
And that's the fun of competing against other GMs, other owners, other organizations. Is everybody's not gonna have that same mindset mentality. You know, you have your Yankees and your Dodgers and the Angels probably or the Phillies who, okay, we're gonna just throw whatever because that's what they are. But then you're gonna have other teams like the Astros or the Cardinals or the Cubs who we're gonna try to use our analytics and data and find certain guys that's gonna be better for our team.
Right.
Except for just getting the guy because he's he can hit 60 home runs.
Right.
We rather get a guy that will complement what we have already on our team.
Facts. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said, if it doesn't happen, won't be surprised. But just seeing the Yankees keep on trying to use money, to get a championship,
right?
That's gonna be the cool.
That's always been our power, man.
Yeah. All right. Now we have our last segment, but it is our new segment. This is gonna be fun. This is called the Final Say.
Okay.
So we each gonna have 2 minutes, nothing more. To if you have anything sports related that you just want to get off of your chest, should I say, that's like really just biting you or whatever, or just on your mind. No interruptions. The floor is yours. Should I go ahead and go first, or you want to go ahead and
I'll go first. You close the show out, man. You the man. So mine is not necessarily sports related, but I definitely got to send my condolences.
Breaking news.
Yes.
Real quick. Anthony Rendon just signed with the Angels.
Did he?
7-year, $245 million.
So they got Trout, Pujols, and then not him.
And you still got Simmons, Andrelton Simmons at shortstop. Cole Cal. No,
I'm talking about them contract money. Like Pujols $250.
Yep.
Trout was $310.
Yep.
And then how much he just get?
$245 million. So
you almost $1 billion with 3 players.
Yeah. So the Angels, even though they already what should I say? Mike Trout is must see.
Right. I get it.
But now the Angels are going to be must see.
Yeah, they definitely going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They spent almost $1 billion to get it. But, you know what I'm saying? They go back to what I was saying about these contracts, man. So that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So Anthony Rendon, incredible player. Incredible player. He didn't win the MVP. I think it went to tip of the tongue. What's his name? It'll come back to me. But he is the MVP. He's just signed, with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. And Joe just sent me the text saying the same thing. So she may not be watching the show. Same on you. But yeah. So breaking news. Let's see. Let me let her know real quick.
These boys got that money.
So yeah, I'm sorry. So go ahead.
Oh no, you good, man. What I was gonna say on a serious note, man. Condolences to the Anderson family. Lost my boy Chuck yesterday. A lot of people know him as Robbie. You know, that's my cousin's cousin. I met Chuck playing ball years ago, playing on Highway 40. Good dude, you know what I'm saying, real passionate about basketball, you know what I'm saying. Me and him had a lot of legendary back and forths about LeBron. You know, he passed away yesterday in Texas. So my regards go out to the Anderson family, you know. Starting to a thing for his daughter on Friday. If anybody want to donate, it'll be on my page. Just to help out the family and stuff like that. She lost her dad. And, we lost a good dude, man. It hurt to hear about it. It's hard for me to even talk about it right now. Me and him went down to Memphis one weekend, had a ball. Last time I actually even seen that dude, me and him play bucket one-on-one. He came in town and, was like, man, just meet me up at the gym. I just want to get some rec. I hadn't played ball at that time for like a year or two. And he had me out there for about 3 or 4 hours, man, because that was my man. You know what I'm saying? I was going to do it anyway. So, shouts out to you, man. Condolences to you and your family. I hope God up there watching over you, man. And, we definitely going to miss you down here, bro.
Yeah, definitely rest in peace. He went to Gateway, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because I know he had a lot of Gateway friends on.
Yeah, I met him after he was out of high school. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I met him through my cousin, and I found out that was his cousin. And, we just kind of chopping it up on the court one day. And then last minute trip, we went to Memphis one weekend. And he showed up with his lady and one of his other cousins. And we went down there and kicked. Ever since we went down to Memphis that weekend, we was like family after that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, so definitely condolences and prayers up to his family.
Yes.
As well as Stan too.
Stan.
Hope to see you back next week, bro.
Yeah.
My final say, over the last couple years now, we've started seeing the emergence of these rookies coming out the gate performing. Look at what Lamar Jackson has done this first year, going to his second year now. Look at this year with Kyler Murray. He came out the gate. He's playing. Daniel Jones, after a couple weeks, he's out here. He's balling. Patrick Mahomes, he's doing his thing. In other sports, you're seeing these rookies coming out. The Juan Sotos of the Nationals last year, the Flaherty's last year. A lot of rookies are coming out doing their thing. And in regards to all the sports, it's time to, back in the day, when you drafted a rookie, you always wanted to have him be under the wing of a player for so long and then get him out there.
Right.
But these days, these rookie nowadays, they're different. I expect Joe Burrow to come out next year and start for a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at now I know he's been hurt the whole season until now, but Drew Lock, he came out. He's doing this thing. Look how Andrew Luck was. He came out. He was starting right away. Yep. Stop trying to hold these guys back. Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
He came out. He's balling. You cannot have this same mindset of he's a rookie. Let's have him chill for a season or two and bring him out there. You got to just go ahead and roll the dice.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely say this about the Cardinals. That was one of the problems last year was they kept depending on veterans, but you got these rookies in the minor leagues or whatever that if you give them the opportunity, let them shine. Stop holding these guys back.
Yep.
So with that being said, play the rookies. Let them show out. And then you give them time and they don't hold it down. Okay, well, we tried it.
Right.
But we're living in a day and age in which now play these rookies.
And you got them on a rookie contract, so they cheat.
Exactly. Play them. Let's go. What do you have to lose? You drafted a guy number 1 or top 5 for a reason.
Right.
Play him. Stop holding back. Oh, let's wait till No. Get them out there. Let them learn the hard way first, but also let them show you the reason why they at that position that they are right now.
Yep.
Play the rookies.
Great segment.
So that's our show. Check us out next week. We back here in the getaway.
Every week.
Next week, we will actually have a couple in the getaway. We will have DJ Zolani and his wife, Coco, the Shakurs. They will be here discussing sports, fitness, as a couple. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so it should be a great show. And look forward to having a great time.
That's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, man. B, excellent job tonight, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
And we're going to definitely see y'all next week. Make sure y'all follow us on all them social media sites and let everybody know about this show. We almost ran 3 hours, dog.
Oh, man.
Just you and I.
Man, getting it, dog.
But shouts out to Joe.
Shouts out to everybody that called in, too,
T-Bone,
and the
to
comments.
everyone that's commenting all throughout the show. Stacy, spelling my name wrong still. Bunny, shouts out to you. We see y'all next week. It's the Platform Sports Talk Show. I mean, it's about sports.
It becomes our business.
And business just pick up.
Oh.
Stay smooth, my friends.
Holla at y'all.
Out.